Good evening. I hope you've all had a wonderful week since the last time we played Valhalla. Also, Merry Mega Christmas. Let us celebrate Santa's resurrection as the Mega Santa that saved Christmas from the Redmonds. Happy holidays. And now I gotta remember how to play this game. Yuru Yuri is the best show this season. I've already read this one. I'm pretty sure I read all these already. Alright. May as well go to work tomorrow. Or today. Good evening. Jill, I told you to come in the nicest clothes you have. You came in your uniform. These are the nicest clothes I have with me. Besides, you and Gil are in your uniforms too. Well, I can't really show up in casual clothing. I'm being monitored. What about the kilt you wore that one time? I'm still surprised that one didn't break the dress code somehow. And you, Gil? I don't have that many clothes to begin with. You people depress me. Well, everything's in place back there. Ah, Alma's here. You know, there was a time when people greeted others before saying stuff like that. Come on, Jill, greet her properly. Welcome to Valhalla. Wait. Man, if that's not a sign that you need to ease up on the work, I don't know what is. Shut up, it's become a reflex. Yeah, no, I feel that. The other day, I got a call from my mobile service provider, and long story short, I ended up with much better service, no extra cost, and at the end of the call, I was like, I'll talk to you later. I've got no intention of talking to that person later. They were trying to sell me a bunch of stuff, and I was just like, well, no. But then they were just like, well, what if I offer you this? And I'm just like, okay. And then they're just like, yes, now that you've taken this promotion, what if you take this? Would you like this? And I'm just like, no. I did that for like an hour, and now my service is much better, and I'm paying no extra money. Wait, Alma came in her usual attire. Why aren't you saying anything to her? Ribbed sweaters get a free pass. Agreed. I love ribbed sweaters. Why? Silly question. Never mind. Jamie came earlier too. The dogs went with him to get some ice. Don't we have ice? Tried to take it out of the bartending station as a chore, so it's better to buy some outside. Huh. What were you doing back there, Alma? Setting up the food warmer. The what? I bought it 3 days ago. It's amazing. It looks like just a set of wires, but you can create a frame with them. Put the food inside and press a button and watch as it warms the food up just like a microwave. It's an infomercial bottle though. Really useful but tricky to handle at the same time. One wrong move and we'll be out of food for the night. Everything will be scorched in a second. Oh. So you bought infomercial stuff too? Haven't you? It's at the very least a good idea for gifts. Well... Dynamic entry, this girl. Finally, at least somebody came after me. Is it weird that I've already heard that 3 times in the last 3 hours? Or in the last hour? Oh my goodness. Oh, don't be like that. She's not saying it out of malice or anything. She just found it funny. You're taking her side now? Jealous? You wish. You don't need to fight for me. We're not. I'll go check the microwave wires thingy. I'm starting to get hungry. Great idea. Back? Oh. Ah, hello, Jill. Soldier, you're late. Hey, Jay. See? That's how you greet people. You shut it. I'll go help. I'll go help Sweater Pups. Something wrong? She's not good with dogs. Oh. Alright, we're all here, so we can start. Yo, Anchorage. Alma. I know what I said. How's the food doing? It's doing well, but it'll take a bit. Can't you speed it up? I've used those microwave wire things before. It's either warm nicely but slowly, or burn that bitch. So, how long? 15 minutes or so. A bell will ring when the time comes. We need to kill some time then. Huh. Alright, let's play Truth or Dare. What? I'll pass. Games are for kids. I'm in. Sure, I'll play. Sounds fun. As long as that much stays away from me. That'll make the time pass faster. I'll You'll play. Alright. Alright then, rules are simple. If you get picked, you pick either Truth or Dare. After you finish, you get to pick somebody else. We go like that until food's done. What about punishment games? Those are a hassle. Just issue new questions or challenges until the other person complies. That said, Jill. Yes? You start. Pick someone. Oh, let's see. Definitely either Alma or Dorothy. Or I could dare Boss to kiss me. I wonder how much agency I actually have once the person is selected. I'm gonna go with Dorothy. I like her. Well then, Dorothy. Yes. Truth or Dare? Let's go with Truth. Is there anything you've rejected from clients? Those want to roleplay with mutilation. Uh-huh. I mean, sure, I can take off my limbs with no problem. I have to do that for maintenance every now and again. But I'm not okay with doing it for clients, because first, that leaves me defenseless, which I cannot allow by any means. And second, half of the time the roleplay involves a violent scenario. And there are some behaviors I won't reinforce, namely non-consensual violence of any kind. Interesting. Alright then, my turn. You, Sweater Pups. Me? Truth or dare? Dare? Man, you're brave. Or stupid. Okay, I want you to say in the most sultry voice you can muster, Admin Override. Okay. Admin Override. Happy? Yes, very. Seems you caused some collateral damage here. Huh? I don't know what you're talking about. Don't mind me. Seriously, guys? Well, let's see. You, the dog. My name is... Yeah, whatever. I want you to bark. I haven't picked dare. I said bark. Bark. I asked you to do it, not to say it. Bark. Barking. Hey, if I bark, then I'm the king of the bar, because I'm barking. Seriously, Jill? Yeah, I have a lame sense of humor, whatever. Alright, my turn. Hey, Jay, truth or dare? Dare. Then pet me. Just like me, for real. I'll pick truth. Okay, why are your nails so thin? Your nails? You won't be able to dig with such flimsy nails. All humans have nails like these. Wait, they do? How do you dig? With shovels. You guys are weird. Why are you so reluctant to pet him? I'll let a gut feeling. I could just throw another one at Dorothy. I kind of want to, I kind of want to play this Truth or Dare over and over again to see all the different variations. I'll throw one at the boss. Alright, boss, pick. Truth me. How did you get your arm? I'll second thought, dare me. Lift Gil by the neck of his shirt. Okay. Happy. I guess. Who cares? I didn't hear about your arm. I do. I care. Alright, Gil. Now that I have you in this position, answer me. I didn't pick. You're in no position to pick. Now answer. Did you live in Scotland for 2 years? Scotland? No? I guess that rules out a couple of possibilities. Chief? What? Oh, right, I'm still lifting you. Sorry. And now she apologizes. I guess it's my turn. Hey, Alma, truth or dare? Dare. Oh, I have a suggestion. You stay quiet. Fine. How strong are those arms of yours? It's still my muscles out of them, so not very. Although not having fleshy skin makes things easier. Wait, that's truth, not dare. I just want to make sure. I dare you to break this nut with your hands. Okay. Well, that was easy. Holy shit, Gil, are you really into that? Asking a woman to break a nut in her hands and then watching her eat it, does that turn you on? Wait, is this an actual thing that turns guys on? I need to know for professional reasons. No, like, actually, is this a thing that turns guys on? I want to know for personal interest. You're a pervert, Gilbert. Wait, that was close this time. My turn then. Alright. Hey, Jill, pick. Truth. Okay then, what's your most embarrassing childhood dream? Elaborate. For example, when I was a girl, I wanted to be a professional puzzle master. I guess in a way I accomplished that, but you understand. Cousin to the like watermelon thing. I kind of understand, I guess. Not really, but I kinda get it. I wanted to be a ventriloquist. When I was a child, I liked this show called Lucia's Funhouse. I want the woman in the house with the talking stuff. That one. My parents divorced when I was around 6, I think. Mom was on tour with an orchestra and my dad was working constantly. I spent a lot of time with my grandpa, but he slept a lot, so I was on my own most of the time. I like to pretend things like chairs or beds could talk, and since AI wasn't so advanced back then... Anyway, I went to a magic show once and there was a guy making a puppet talk. My dad told me he was a ventriloquist, so I kind of obsessed about wanting to be one. Even today, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think about it every now and then. So that's why you pretend 4 can talk. She what? Nothing. Okay, I'm throwing another I'm throwing another shot at Dorothy. Okay then, Dorothy. Dare. Do something freaky. Jill, you fool! Like removing my head? Removing your... Because I can remove my head with no problem. Do you want me to remove my head? I'll pass. I take your word for it. Anyone want to see that? No. No thank you. I do, but I'm not going to be the party pooper here. Fine, I guess it's my turn now. Hey Dana, what do you pick? I'll pick Truth. If you had to marry Honey or John, who would you pick? Huh. Probably Jill. Eh? I mean, she's cute, she's smart. Gotta kinda own Gil anyways, so it's kinda redundant. Speaking of Gil, truth or truth, fuckboy? Pick one for me. Well, where were you born? I don't really know. It's one of those things I can't remember or was never informed about. Strangely, I do remember an early childhood in the Arctic of all places. The Arctic, huh? Just huh? A bell. Food's ready. Finally. Let's go. You guys go ahead, I'll have a quick smoke outside. Careful. Truth or dare, huh? It was fun, I guess. Hey. I mean, hello. A bit late for the hello, don't you think? Want one? You know I don't smoke. True. Are you leaving already? Yeah, technically we celebrated Mega Christmas yesterday. But I just got a message that Diana's making a ruckus, so I gotta leave. Good luck with that. Speaking of ruckus, how have you been doing? Fine, I guess. All this has helped keep my mind off things for a while. Is it weird to feel the absence of somebody you had no contact with whatsoever for the last 3 years? Ask Katushia or any of the old literature maidens whose spouse went to war types. I mean, even if you had no contact with her, maybe she was constantly on your mind. If you tweak the circumstances, it's not that different from one of you going to a war. I guess. Well, although the circumstances make me not want to, I've gotta go. Careful out there. Oh yeah, you should take the chance and spend this time with everybody inside, don't you think? Yeah, she's right. Hey, Jill's back. Did we party so hard that the earth exploded or something? What's this? I feel like I was shown this image earlier, but I'd forgotten what the context is. Pretty sure that's the moon? Eggman, you rascal. Oh, she's very cute. I like her with her hair down. Chapter 3, Dulce. Rent is due on the 30th. Make sure your account has the necessary $10,000 or you'll be evicted. Jill wants to see if the Alex doll's beard actually grows. Buying it will prevent her from getting too distracted. Guess all the chapter names are in Spanish. Dulce is sweet. Interesting. You've been using that buddy a lot lately. Shut up. Street race at the Motor City District leaves 2 dead. The Motor City District. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. The Motor City District is notorious for the number of illegal street races it sees each week, and the dozens of injured drivers it leaves every year. This time, it has been reported that 2 people died during a race hosted at the Gate Highway, otherwise known as the Death Lane. The transit police is currently investigating the deaths, as well as the underground world of illegal street racing. We have several suspects in regards to who is running this underworld, but nothing concrete as of yet, Chief of the Transit Police Department, J.S. Fosito, told the Augmented Eye. The death of these two youngsters will be the last, however. That is a promise. You won't believe what happens in this cartoon. Cartoons are not for children. They're still largely colorful, but the themes they touch have become rather dark. In fact, every cartoon on air today has dark themes. It's gone to the point where innocent animated characters are no longer a thing. I suppose children are young adults from birth now, but enter Touch Fluffy Tail. A new show that aims to challenge the current trend. No deep lore, no obscure adult references, no stupid deep plots, just fun with numbers and fluffy tales, said a TFT producer asked to remain anonymous to avoid internet backlash. I don't want death threats for making a cartoon for actual kids. When I was a child, I always really liked the shows with the darker themes. Like, all the stuff that was, like, incredibly saccharine and shallow just failed to interest me in the slightest. A cartoon I'd enjoy? Yes. If you Google Touch Fluffy Tail, you might come across something called Monster Girl Quest. It is not safe for work, but it has a fox in it. And the funny thing is, when you beat the fox, she basically, the reason you came after her is because she has some information that you want. When you beat her, she's like, okay, I'll give you a choice. You can either ask me the question and I'll answer it truthfully, or I'll let you pet my tail. And then the option to pet her tail is labeled Touch Fluffy Tail. And if you touch Fluffy Tail, you fall in love with her because her tail is so nice to touch, and you end up marrying her and having kids with her, completely abandoning your quest. It is technically a bad end. I say technically because it's really a good end. Glitch City Olympics return next year. For the 10th consecutive year, the GC Olympics returns to the emblematic Super Silver Thunderdome, this time with a representative from the elusive country of Kanye-vania. Prime Minister Quincy, who is in charge of the committee, told the Augmented Eye that it wasn't easy getting in touch with Kanye, and that we had to abide by some of his religious rules in order to see some of their best competitors come to the country. Kanye's main religion, Kanyeism, prohibits the existence of nanomachines inside the body, and as such, competitors from said country had to perform specific treatments in order to repel the swarm. It's a temporary solution, but it'll do this trick. Yeah, I will say, Kanyeism is a joke that has not aged well in the slightest. Monster Girlfriend Chirari. I can't stop playing this game. I think we've already seen this one. Is anybody into wrestling here? I became a huge fan of GSF very recently. It's a very solid product, IMO, much better than the E. I like the match quality, but I wish they gave more importance to the end card. Are they still I think I've read this one. Model Warrior returns to TV. Anybody watching it? I don't even have a TV. So useless. Julian is old and busted. I heard you talking shit about my waifu like I wouldn't find out. Is it going to be censored? I don't think so. The show was rather tame as far as I know. I'm gonna marry Julian. Oh man, I remember watching this show back when I was like 10. I think I discovered porn thanks to it. You will never discover Rule 34 for the first time again. Why keep trying? Never seen this show before. Is it any good or is it just a meme? It's a meme show, there's nothing outstanding. What about the sequels? Are those going to be broadcasted as well? The sequels are shit. Poor Jill. For's like, is your lip trembling? She's like, no. Jill is not happy, yeah. I'm putting this in a second save file in case later I feel like going back and doing Truth or Dare again. Good evening. Hey Jill, Gil is in the back sorting an ingredients shipment and I've got things to do. The dog's in charge, okay? Bye. What? Wait, the dog what? Okay, first order, pet me. No. Pet me. No. I'm in charge and I want you to pet me. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Not buying the stuff Jill wants, I've gotta make rent. I've only got 5 days. Hey Jay. Won't pet you. You'll pet me sooner or later. They all do. Won't? Will. You call? He said Will, not Gil. Ah. Who the hell is Will? Nobody. Don't be rude with poor Will. There is no Will. Do you need me to psych you up then? Shut up! Who, me or Will? Ah! You go back to whatever you were doing. Alright. And you stand by. Only if you pet me. Go! The fuck just happened? Well, aren't we spirited today? Welcome to Valhalla. Virgilio? Why do you sound so weirded out? You didn't show up with a bombastic soliloquy. Well, putting up an act can be tiring, you know? So it's all an act then. Wasn't it obvious? I guess. Would you mind getting me a bleeding Jane? Sure. These, 3 of these, 3 of these. That was the wrong thing. All blended. A bleeding Jane. Yes, this is just the thing. So, tired of putting on an act. Care to explain? It's a long story, and I'd honestly rather not talk about it right now. Fair enough. What made you change your mind, though? Well, for one thing, it's safer for me now. The pompous buffoon act was mostly a way to avoid raising suspicion. Safer. There's a word that's been losing meaning lately. Wait, that was your way of avoiding suspicion? Yes. You do know how weird that sounds, right? It sounds weird. You try not to raise suspicion, but you act in a bombastic manner that screams you're there. And everybody dismisses the fool as a buffoon and moves on. Eh? I mean, you might be right if I were talking about hiding myself, but I'm avoiding certain crowds of people. Yes, my behavior might call everyone's attention, but then everybody just decides that I'm harmless and disregards me. And depending on how erratic my actions are, I become harder to read, giving me yet another layer of enigma. Well, congrats, no offense, but I fell right into your plan. I just dismissed your actions as those of a fool and moved on. You completely fooled me. Thanks. Say, can you give me something spicy? Sure. Okay. 4 of this, 1 of this, 2 of this, 3 of this. That aged on the rocks and mixed. Here. Aren't you fascinated by spiciness? What's spicy for humans might not be spicy for other animals. If memory serves, spiciness is actually a form of pain. Like it triggers the pain sensors in your tongue. So yeah, if you're something that can like not have those nerves fire off, you're not gonna experience spice the same way. Hell, what's toxic for us might not be for other creatures. Do you like spicy things, bartender? No. I don't mind them, I guess, but I'm not really a fan. That neutral stance is actually weird to come across. Everybody either loves spicy things or hates them with passion. Do you like it? Lots, not only in regards to painfully spicy things, but also the way mild or slight spice adds to a meal. When I make poutine, I add a little bit of garlic powder to the gravy. That's basically the limit of the spice in my life. I've always had this dream of opening a curry stand. As things are, I might actually pursue that dream. Let me know if you do. I haven't had curry in ages now. Hey, bartender. Call me Jill. I wanted to apologize. You put up with me all this time without lashing out. I should apologize for my behavior, and thank you at that. Don't worry, I actually feel like I was too rude to you the last time you came. Granted, you came at a really bad time, but I should be the one apologizing. You're a client after all. Well, don't. I'm actually surprised that nobody else had violently lashed out at me yet. You're making me curious as to who you really are, though. Is Virgilio even your real name? It might be, it might not. Sometimes I wonder if I'm a magnet for people who hide their identities in sordid pasts. Gil, Jamie, you. Did you say something? Just rambling, pay me no mind. Now that I think about it, how did you find this bar? I was avoiding some chaps and came to this alley. Huh. Again. Again? In my time here, I've heard avoided people and ended up here enough times to make me believe the original owner built the bar here thinking about the runaway public. You make me sound like a criminal. You're not helping. The expression runaway doesn't just mean people escaping the law, though. We've had people avoiding stalkers or solicitors. I've seen people more shocked by an insistent salesman than by a shady figure. Maybe because the salesman is a more active predator? I don't know. A troublesome part of the city right near the shopping district. Let them know there's a bar and they'll come. Yeah, so on my way home from work today, I was approached by no fewer than 3 people who, walked up and asked for change. 2 of them, my response whenever somebody asks me for change is I don't carry any. Because if I say yes, I have to give them money, which I don't want to do, and if I say no, I'm scared that they'll violently, retaliate. So I say I don't carry any, which is both, a negating statement and also, you're not gonna get anything if you, club me over the head. One of them followed me for a bit. It was scary. Let them know that there's a bar, and they'll come. Sorry, I should stop rambling to myself so much. I don't mind it. Do you think I'm sort of criminal, though? Like I said, you're not helping. But for all I know, you might be the buffoon I've seen the other days. In any case, can I get something bitter here? On it. If you leave it up to me, I am either going to get you drunk, or I'm going to charge you a lot of money. Here. This works. Do you like coffee, Miss Bartender? As weird as it may sound from a smoking bartender, no I don't. Well, I get it. It's not for everybody. That bandage girl that came here last time. What about her? I feel like I've met her before. I've been thinking a lot, but I can't put my finger on it. Maybe you need to stop thinking about it. Answers usually come to you when you stop stressing out. Yeah, whenever I'm, stuck on a problem, I literally just put it down and I do something else. And then, a day later when I try it again, it's just oh, my brain figured it out while I was sleeping. You might be right. Well, I leave you for now, bartender. Thanks for everything. Please come again. Welcome to Valhalla. Oh, hello, Mr. Detective. And here we are, another mute person wandering into the bar. Anything I can get you? Gut punch. Okay? Five of these, one of these. A lot of these. Here. Oh, you got it right. So, what's up now? Bit of holiday blues, you could say. So you celebrate Mega Christmas? Why wouldn't I? You look more like a fastidious kind of guy. Why does everybody keep saying that? Well, fastidious is a celebration going against the capitalist madness that is Mega Christmas. And you know, cheapskate. If you have something to say, say it. I'll refrain. Although, now that I think about it, holiday blues is not really tied to a specific celebration. Just the season. A season of consumerist praise. Thank you for the hydrate. Mega Christmas is just a mockery of what the real Christmas once was. I mean, the season has slowly become enslaved to the corporations over time. Holiday spirit can only be manipulated so much. But then came that Turbo Male guy. He started a yearly tradition of dressing up like Santa in the ring. Turbo Male? That can't be his ring name. It is. Really, such a tacky name was accepted? His partner was Buster Master and his rival was Dr. Chris Max. Tacky names were not a problem. I mean, I knew that there was a wrestler that dressed as Santa every year. I also knew that the guy became insanely popular and the stunt got out of control. And of course, that's the part that everybody sings about. Santa became Nega Santa thanks to the Redmond family. Nega Santa sees the error of his ways and becomes the mighty Mega Santa, renaming the holiday Mega Christmas. And then every company jumped on the bandwagon, and Christmas was Mega Christmas before anybody noticed. Sorry about that. I inhaled something that I shouldn't have. Alright, I'm back. Never mind. Yeah, fun fact. The modern interpretation of Santa Claus was actually created by Coca-Cola. Like the jolly old fat man in like a red suit. That was Coca-Cola. They did that. Another fun fact. The original St. Nicholas was the patron saint of prostitutes. So you're telling me that the guy who somehow managed to rename the holiday went by the ring name Turbo Male? Yep. That makes the whole holiday sound like a joke. The holiday is a joke. And you're telling me you don't celebrate Festivius? No, I don't. You know what kind of people celebrate Festivius? The kind that's so lame and bland that they can only talk about how they're better because they celebrate Festivius. Like those jerks who only eat nuke and think that they're better than everybody else. I see. Anything else I can get you? Get me a fringe weaver, will you? Sure. Here you go. Right, thanks. So, any issues with the city lately? What's the word on the street? Shouldn't I be asking that? There's nothing new, really. The lynchings of White Knights stopped, so there's that. Really? Let's think about the armor. I haven't gotten much on that one yet. All in all, the madness following the attack on the bank seems to have settled down a bit. That's good to hear. Have any other details about the attack emerged yet? All records of whatever happened there have been long deleted. Security cams, system logs, everything was wiped. Whatever happened there, it's become even more of a mystery now. I wonder if Sei plans on testifying. Does anybody know if Sei went there in the first place? Maybe the wiping of everything actually protects her somehow. Hey, bartender, are you okay? Sorry, got distracted. There's not much to say, really. There's the odd silly rumor here and there, like the vending machine's tasers malfunctioning and applying more strength. Or that the writer of The Last Reign in the World is actually living here as a brain in a jar. But those are the kinds of rumors you hear from crackheads. Crackheads might hold that one last piece of info you need, but you also hear crap like that. I see. Anyway, I'm leaving. Happy New Year, bartender. Please come again. Okay then, oh, no, wait, she's out. Gil, you there? Yeah, taking your break? Let me know if somebody comes in. It's now safe to keep playing. Things are pretty quiet outside. Jill? Ah, Miss Kim. Just call me Kim. It sounds weird to be called Miss. You seem to be in a good mood. I got some money on Mega Christmas. Wouldn't you be happy? I guess. What can I get you? I'll have a beer. Okay. These, 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, 4 of these. Here. Thanks. So, how have you been doing? Pretty good, actually. My hair stopped falling out, my appetite is coming back. I hadn't realized just how much the newspaper was weighing on me until I quit. I feel that. When I quit my first job... That's not true. When I was fired from my first job, it was such a weight off my heart. I really did not know how bad things had gotten until I was cut free from it. I suddenly stopped feeling defeated. I actually felt like I achieved a victory. Like I got a hold of my own life. It's so nice to hear. Oh yeah, I'll start bartender training in January too. Huh, really? Yeah, I did some research and it sounded cool. BTC gives you many benefits, so it sounds like a good thing to do for the time being. I don't know if it's what I want to do for the rest of my life, but it's a good start. It'll give me time to think on the next course of action. Bit of advice. Don't go for BTC housing plans unless you absolutely have to. You have to sign a contract for at least 5 years of service with a cut in pay and tips. I was gonna go for that one, but I backed down a bit at the last minute. How do you back down a bit? Well, I took the chance when the BTC found me an apartment. Instead of signing the BTC contract, I just asked for a regular one. I still have no idea how I got away with that one. I thought those apartments were built by them or something. Back in England, they are. They have their own real estate companies. Apartment complexes where they have the means to give discounted rooms to employees. But in this city, Realty Nua holds an unspoken real estate monopoly. So BTC can't easily offer such promises. Oh, Realty Nua is a bit weird as far as companies go. Their name has become synonymous with quality, a brand built around certain expectations. But the truth is that Realty Nua has done little to no work in the last 10 years or so. Honestly based, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Stop shoehorning AI into fucking spreadsheets. Really? I mean, when they started, they managed to sell and build upon plots of land that everybody gave up on. They became a big name as far as real estate goes. But in reality, the company itself has actually done less than you'd think over the years. Most of the time, they're cashing on their established properties or letting others work with them. I believe in the last 10 years or so, they've only started around 3 or 4 new projects. And they're all expansions of their already established ones. You seem to know a lot about it. Nah, I just read a lot about it over time, especially after hearing my landlord ramble about them. I think it's all par for the course for real estate companies, really. But it's true that when you hear a name so much, you expect something, I don't know, different. But enough rambling on my side, you must be thirsty. Can I get you anything else? Let's try a sugar rush. One, 2 of those, 1 of these. All mixed. Here you go. Yay. Actually, Jill, I came here today to thank you. Me. Yeah, back when I first showed up here, I was in a really rough spot. I was shocked, I was tired, I was a total mess. I even said some really mean things, but you had patience with me. Not to mention you helped me cool down and your boss saved me. And, I don't know, I felt like I had to tell you all that before the year ended. Much appreciated, thanks. But anyway, how are you doing? Last time you were a bit off. I'm better now, thanks a lot. Glad to hear. It was weird to see you like that. It always felt like you were putting up a cool bartender act. I did? You don't? I don't. Are you sure? What you saw as a cool bartender act is what everybody else has described as being cold. I mean, cold and cool do mean the same, but... Nah, I don't try to put up that act. Sorry to disillusion you. I'm too much of a mess to do such a thing. She might be doing it subconsciously. I definitely put on like a different persona when I'm working, and I put on a very slightly different persona when I'm streaming. It's not something that I choose to do, it's just like, oh, I'm in front of people. I must conduct myself in a certain manner. Huh. Disappointed? Surprised, actually. What led me to believe you were putting on an act? And more importantly, how can I make use of it when I get assigned to a bar? I must investigate further. Good luck with that. Say, let's try something bubbly now. Alright. On the rock sand mist. Here. Thanks. Hey Jill, I'm gonna need some ice. Ah, boss. Boss? Oh, I know you. Thank you, thank you. Hey, nice to see you're fine. I'm more than fine. I'm alive. I'm here. I avoided my biggest mistake in life thanks to your timely intervention. I don't know what overcame me. I just felt like everything was shouting. I couldn't stop the shouting, so I just felt like, thank you. Don't even mention it. I just did what I felt was right. Jill, eyes please. Right. Are you alright? Did you seek help? I know a couple of people that could help you. Don't worry, I'm perfectly fine. I've gone to a therapist a couple of times, but he says I'm okay. Something overcame me, but you intervened and... Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. She's the one who jumped off the building, and then Dana's like the one who jumped up and caught her out of midair. I don't know what to say. You already said thank you. Seeing that you're fine is more than enough for me. I should have come to thank you earlier. I owed you that at least. Don't worry, just go out and be happy. You have a second chance, so use it as best you can. I will. I'll be leaving. Happy New Year, Jill, and thank you again. Please come again. So, a couple of weeks ago, I read some news about a woman saving a suicidal girl, catching her midair. Would you know something about that, boss? Maybe, maybe not. Whoever it was probably just did it because it was the right thing to do. Feeling lonely? That voice. Hey Joe, long time no see. Really long time no see. Seriously, it feels like it's been over a year since I last saw you. I was planning on visiting you last week, but things were pretty heavy back then. So I just waited in the background until the tension wore off a bit. Earth to Joe, I'm talking to you here. If I ignore her, she'll leave. I'm not an unfathomable sense of dread. You can't just ignore me, you know? Julian Stingray, I'm talking to you. Calm down, don't fall for her taunts. How did she know my full name, though? I thought your full name was Julian Natalie Stingray. Or did you legally remove the Natalie? Oh. Something funky's going on here. Is she, like, in the nanomachines somehow? Never mind that. Is she reading my thoughts? Yeah, I mean, they're kind of written in the middle of a screen. Yeah, I saw her at the start of the game, and she's flashed up on that monitor a couple of times. Hard not to see them, actually. The fourth wall is in shambles. Alright, that's it. I'm going crazy. That's such a self-centered way to see the world. You assume that you're crazy because you can't accept that this world could be weirder than you think. This world is amazing because of the things you just can't explain. And just because only you experience something doesn't mean that it's a lie or that you're crazy. I mean, just look at ASMR. No, I'm pretty sure that's what a crazy person would say in this scenario. You've acknowledged me. Shit. That's good. I'm not serving you anything. What? Why? Last time you came, I had to clean the drinks I served you off the floor. Don't be like that. The drinks were also paid for with my money. I don't know how you did it, but that set any and all plans I had for the rest of the week off balance. I was gonna buy some curry with the money I had to put up with those drinks. Dog to be done. I know we have slow duties, but for God's sake. You okay? You look angry. I'm fine. Good job out there. I'm back. Ah, boss, what happened? Meeting cut short. At least I drank the bottles. Are you okay? You look distraught. I'm fine. So they really can't see you. I mean, you're right in front of them. And you're wearing jeans under a skirt. It's a very cute outfit, actually. Why? Just why? To annoy people, of course. Is that a new trend? What does she think she's doing? Everybody feels like it's not quite right. Everybody thinks that they should call you out. But they can't bring themselves to do it because it's not that wrong. There are things like stats, after all. It's uncannily right, not all that wrong, and they can't stop staring. Not like anybody other than me could see it, though. Thank you for the hydrate. I'm out of water. I'm gonna go refill my water. Be right back. I return. And I drink water. Not like anybody other than me could see it, though. They could see it if they wanted to. Jill, you're making an awful lot of faces there. Are you okay? Yeah, just remembering stuff. Man, I miss not being crazy. Boss, I'm leaving early today. And you stay here. Who stays where? Crap, did I just... You have to be the first person I've met who mixes their inner and outer voice. I thought I saw one of the dogs near the counter. Sorry. Oh, okay. Can I leave a bit earlier today? Sure, thanks for taking care of the fort. What about me? You haven't left yet. I'll thank you when you leave. That's not what I... Whatever. Here's something in case you felt lonely today. God, I wish my boss was that nice. Jill just watched Night of the ID Snatchers. Buying a poster of it will prevent her from getting too distracted. There are cats in heat outside. I'd have blue balls if I still had any. Taylor the Brain, tired of name change requests. A couple of weeks ago, we wrote about Taylor, one of the brains from the Sola Anima project. One of the highlights from the interview, that was unfortunately stripped from the finished version, was a stray comment about how many people ask Taylor to change their name to Brian on a regular basis. I know people try to be funny, but I won't change my name for a punchline, Taylor told the AE team. I like the name Taylor, and there's nothing wrong with Brian. I just won't be part of the joke. My life is worth more than that. Taylor is currently looking at their chances of being a senator in the upcoming electoral season. Parliament discusses anime influence. During an unusual meeting held at Parliament today, delegates discussed the effects of anime on the population. It's still nothing but filth, trash, a representative for the Workers' Party yelled during the meeting. If I could choke every single writer and animator out there, I'd do it. I'd choke them with my own enhanced hands. Several anime studio heads have responded to the news. I think that they'd ban it if it wasn't bringing so much money to the local market, Yamake, a producer told the Augmented Eye during a phone interview. I do agree that anime is trash, but I'll save the genre. You can trust me. I mean, it depends on the anime. A lot of my favorite shows are unambiguously trash, but that's what makes it fun. It's kind of like going out and getting like a cheeseburger. It's like, you know it's not the best thing you could be putting into your body, but like, it feels so good. You like it. Biker gang arrested after vandalism during protests. The members of one of the largest biker gangs in the Motor City sector were arrested after the group's leader and her entourage were found at the site of a protest last Friday. Their leader, commonly known in the streets as Christine Love, declared to the press that they were unjustly arrested and that her gang was only there to defend protesters from the White Knights. They're afraid of us. They know they can't take us down in the streets, so they used protesters as a shield and we had no option but to surrender, Love told AE during a phone conversation. They're currently detained and waiting for trial. The formal charges are unknown for so far. Have I looked at my room decor? Not recently, why do you say? Oh yeah, it's like covered in anime. In-game. Oh, yes, in-game. It's covered in anime. IRL, the walls are plain white. I rent this apartment, I can't make it look nice. Yoru Yori new season. It's finally here. I can't believe I'm alive for this day. Thank you, base god. All boards report in. What other boards, you idiot? Nice, more stupid moe blobs. YY gets new season, but the actual best YY is still up in the air. My internet service gets cut off tomorrow because I can't afford it anymore. Wake me up. Get a job, you stupid meat. Oh god, here we go. Pair hot cocoa, sit on my comfy couch, put on my favorite Make a Christmas sweater, see snow falling outside, turn on the heater, get my blanket, watch glorious YY and fall asleep when it ends. I am the comfy. That sounds incredibly comfy. I wish I was as comfy. I have work tomorrow. Enjoy the Yorus for me, Danger You. Alright, I'm going to take my first 5-minute break of the night here. Please use this time to refill your water, go to the bathroom. Anything you feel like you can manage in 5 minutes-ish. Here's your chance. I'll see you shortly. return. The board is always made funnier by remembering it's mostly women in it. I mean, sounds like normal conversations to me. Good evening. Hey Jill, let's have a New Year's party this Saturday. Isn't that a bit soon? Why? Did somebody famous get killed at a New Year's party? No, we just had a mega Christmas party. No, I mean... never mind. Sure, I'm in for it. Great. And Gil? He's coming too. I mean, it's not like he has anything else to do. Hey. No, I mean, where is he? He was escorting a client of his to the station. He should be back any second now. Back. See? So, you coming to the New Year's party too, Gil? It's not like I have anything else to do, so... told ya. We're depressing people. Oh yeah, the kid from the other day, Gabby I think you called her, asked me to give you this. I believe it's a note. A note? Gabby? Let's see. First of all, I want to apologize for my behavior before. I was still hurt by my sister's death, and it wasn't fair to take out all the stress on you, let alone put the blame on you. And so it feels weird to ask this of you after how I treated you, but I really want to talk to you. I want to catch up, to chat for a while, to do what you were doing with me before I lashed out. I want to understand this freedom you talked about, the fear that drove you to a fight with my sister. I'll go back to the bar on the 31st. I won't take much of your time. If you don't want to see me after all that, I'll understand. But please, I really want to talk to you. Signed, Gabby. Wow, that girl has a big vocabulary. She was always a smart one. The 31st is written in different handwriting. Oh yeah, she asked me when would you be here and relatively free, so I told her about the party. I also assumed you'd say yes to the party, which might not have been the best idea now that I think about it. Boss, I'm having second thoughts about going to the party. What? Why? Because I really don't want to face Gabby again. Now it's coming back to me. What drove me to never go back and apologize after all these years? Fear and shame. Shame because I know I made a hideously stupid mistake and it's painful to face your mistakes. And fear of what they might say. With Lenore, we never broke up formally, so I was always afraid that if we were to meet again... Oh, thank you for the hydrate. So I was always afraid that if we were to meet again, she'd break up with me. And I don't want Gabby to tell me that she hates me to my face. Lenore was in the right to break up with me, and Gabby is in the right to hate me. But I don't want her to. Maybe if I never see her again, she'll never tell me that, and Jill, you idiot! Eh? You're thinking backwards. Didn't the letter say that she wanted to understand you? If you bail out on this, she will hate you. Not only that, but you're getting a new chance here. Do you want to live the rest of your life running from another memory? Didn't you just say to Armitage that you hated feeling like that? Armitage? Titty hacker. Alma, right. I don't know what happened when you fought with that girl's sister. But now you have a chance to make amends. And not only that, you have us watching your back. So I want you to think about this. One day of fear, or a lifetime filled with regret. Which one do you pick? Yeah, you're right. I hated feeling like that. I won't run away this time. Good, because I would have gone to your apartment and dragged you out of there if need be. Hey, boss. Thanks. That's what friends are for. Yeah. Anyways, let's start the day. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Called it. Why are you still at the bar? Seriously though, it's the second note that has stirred such feelings in me. Second one. 2 weeks ago I got another note in the mail. This one is from Lenore. Was that the envelope you took away from me in a panic? Yup. You haven't opened it? Why not open it with Gabby? You're facing one here, might as well face the other. Maybe. Don't push her, Chief. I'm not, I just know that she's capable of doing all that. I'll go secure stuff for the party. Call me if you need anything. Keep it up, Jill. Thanks. Happy holidays! Somebody's happy. We held a party for the staff and their children. You should have seen the faces of those kids receiving gifts. Nabbing that Santa suit at the last minute the other day was totally worth it. Santa dresses seem to have been popular this year. I heard that they were sold out in most places. There was this weird shortage of Santa suits, but luck was on my side this year. Sorry for that outburst. Why? You look so happy that I felt happy too. You shouldn't hide your happiness. Anyway, can you give me a Cobalt Velvet, please? Two of these, 3 of these, 5 of these. On the rocks and next. Here. Thanks. Are you meeting with Sei today? She should be here in a bit. She told me she wanted a drink here, and since I was coming here too. Sadly, I can't stay for long. I have some errands to run. How has she been lately? She's better. Her wounds have been healing really nicely. If only she stopped scratching at her bandages so often. What about her eye? Eye? Oh, hers. Sorry. Ahem. It'll take longer to heal, but as long as it's kept clean, there should be no problem. But to be honest, I'm more worried about her emotional wounds. She doesn't show it, but she's had depressive bouts from time to time. And who can blame her? Her life changed completely. The job she loved no longer exists. She was used as a disposable pawn in the whole bank affair. I'm afraid it'll all make her go back to her old ways. Old ways? There was a rough spot when Sei was a teen. Her mom's clinic was about to close, then her biological father, who was an asshole, showed up. And the teachers at her school didn't help. Sei is not a slow learner by any means, but her way of learning stuff is different. She needs equivalences to things she knows. You need to get a bit in her mindset. Once you get this, she's a fast learner, but schools don't have that kind of patience. They basically branded her a failure. She even dropped out. Yeah, that's a mood. I would have suggested a special course somewhere else, but that would have offended her. She's always been against being labeled as special or different. Anyway, Sei was totally different during that period. Foul-mouthed, short fuse, always frowning, the total opposite of how she is nowadays. From time to time I see that old look cross her face and it scares me. You're comparing her to her teen self though. It'll mature. Maybe she'll show signs from time to time, but I bet Sei knows better than to go back to that. I hope so. Give me something cold and sweet, will you? No, I'm definitely a totally different person from when I was a teen. This is the only sweet thing that's on the rocks. Oh well. I can't get her too drunk, and I can't charge her too much. Here. Thanks. This is the kind of stuff that Sei asks for, you know? Now that you mention it. So, I take it that Sei's family situation isn't exactly fine and dandy, huh? It's a mess that they've tried to fix over time, and I'm glad to say that they've actually done it. Sei's mom had a really abusive relationship with Sei's biological father. Sadly, like many women in that situation, she just tried to justify his actions. But apparently things got nasty when Sei's mom, Miss Emmy, got pregnant. At that point, she had an epiphany, one could say. She didn't want that guy to raise her child, so she finally sought help. Things weren't so easy, though. Before the authorities could take him away, Miss Ime got a serious beating from him. She still uses a cane to walk thanks to that. She moved here, Sei was born. She started her veterinary clinic. So, did he come back? He was drunk and couldn't find any drugs, so he made it to the city. He caused a ruckus for a couple of days until Sei managed to scare him off. How? She beat him to near death 3 times. Sorry, I shouldn't laugh, but... Oh, don't worry, I laughed too. The dramatic irony there is delicious. I've been wondering, can you really be so calm in the lower parts of the city? Huh? I mean, the streets are not exactly safe. And a cat boomer is sure to become a target. Well, I have my security staff with me at all times, so there's no problem. Besides, this part of the city is comfier. Come again? Sure, uptown is cleaner and maybe more secure, but it's also too sterile. Around here, you can actually feel the warmth of the people. You feel that there's people living. I especially like going to a busy food stand. I feel a warmth there that uptown doesn't have. It's also easier to talk to people. You finally came. Welcome. If you try to talk to somebody in the upper part of the city, they either shrug you off or flat out ignore you. People around here are a bit wary, but they're also more likely to talk to you. Not that things aren't nice here, though. Can I get you something? I feel like having a beer. Make that too. But I just want one. I'm asking for one for me, adding one to your order. Oh, that, right. Here. Thank you. Sei is truly one of the best written autists of all time. Yep, she's pretty endearing. Thanks. Sei, you should have seen the kids after you left. They were all playing with the toys you picked. You nailed it again this year. They were all asking, where's Sei? Where's Sei? Why do they call you just Sei when they call me Auntie Stella? I don't look that old. You mean specifically how her autism is portrayed realistically? Yeah. Now, it's refreshing to see a character who is like yourself, when that's not typically like what you see. Though, I've definitely made an effort to be, like, better at picking up on those things, but I still have my moments. Hehehe. Don't worry, they still like you. Sorry I had to leave, but Mom worked overtime that night and I couldn't leave her alone. What happened? Well, there were fireworks and some dog thought it'd be safe to hide in a jar. The little guy managed to get his head in a ball inside before getting stuck. But it was plastic, so they couldn't just try to break it. That's messy. She needed somebody to hold the dog while she worked. Poor fellow was scared. Well, I am out. Oh yeah. We'll have a New Year's party this Saturday if you want to come. Sure, it's better than depressing myself with my dad's woes for the next fiscal year. I can't advance the dialogue. There's something wrong with my controller. I think the game is stuck. Not the first time this has happened. Oh well. We'll just speed run a few conversations. I'm scared of going too fast because then I'll miss the order. And Jill is not paying attention today, so she won't let me know what the order is if I miss it. cobalt velvet. Bold and sweet. I could have bought what Jill wanted, but that costs money. Here. It's the kind of drink that Say likes. Couple of beers. Here. Thank you. Thanks. Say, you should have seen the kids after you left. They were all playing with the toys you picked. You nailed it again this year. They were all asking, where's Say? Where's Say? Why do they call you just Say when they call me Auntie Stella? I don't look that old. Don't worry, they still like you. Sorry I had to leave, but Mom worked overtime that night and I couldn't leave her alone. What happened? Well, there were some fireworks and some dogs thought it'd be safe to hide inside of a jar. The little guy managed to get his head in the paw inside before getting stuck. And it was plastic, so they couldn't just try to break it. And that's messy. She needed somebody to hold the dog while she worked. Poor fellow was scared. Well, I'm out. Oh yeah. We'll have a New Year's party this Saturday if you want to come. Sure, it's better than depressing myself with my dad's woes with the next fiscal year. I'll be here. Bye, Jill. Bye, Say. Careful. Please come again. You want to come too? I'd love to. I'll also make up for not coming last time. Thank you for the hydrate. How was the party? Pretty nice. We played Truth or Dare. Had some fun, broke some glasses, ate lots and lots of food. Seriously, looking back, the amount of food was ridiculous compared to the number of people who were there. Better leftovers than left hanging, don't you think? Yeah. Can I get you something? Let's try something classy. The screen is advertising cup ramen at the price of a new AAA game. Inflation's a bitch. 250, 250, 280, 260. Okay, so my two options are either a Cobalt Velvet, which is the most expensive, or a Fringe Weaver, with which I can give, say, 18 Karmatrin. It's a $20 difference. I forgot to age it. Here, something classy. Yep, this is the thing. Stella came in quite cheery about Sunday. This Sunday? Oh yeah. Well, you know, her birthday is actually the 25th. Really? There's a weird story from when she was a kid. She heard Mega Santa's story and somehow she got it into her head that by being born on the 25th, she was the spiritual reincarnation of the original Santa. That made her start giving out gifts like crazy. She got over it, but the gifting stuck to her. Yeah, when you're a kid, you get some really dumb ideas in your head and you just completely believe that they're true. For example, when I was a child, I believed that if I was watching a show, I could turn on the Nintendo. because they had a Super Nintendo hooked up to the TV. I believe that if I was watching a TV show, I could turn on the Super Nintendo and then I could control the show like it was a video game. And like, even though it never worked, I kept thinking that it would work and I just was doing it wrong somehow. And I actually went around telling people that that was a thing that you could do. That was really cringe in hindsight. She got over it, but the gifting stuck to her. Spiritual reincarnation. Well, the story says the Redmond family destroyed Santa's spirit. Give your little brother an unplugged controller to trick him moment. Yeah, except I was sincere. And that Mega Santa was reborn as a manifestation of the Christmas spirit. She thought she was the old Santa spirit in a new body. Heh, that girl was delusional as a kid. Huh. Speaking of things you did when you were young, Stella mentioned that she's worried about you going back to your old ways. Something about a rough period where you were angry or something. Oh, that. It's sweet that she's worried. But I won't go back to those days just like that, though. Even if I face the same situation, I'm more mature, you know? I'm not a teen anymore. Expected as much, told her as much. Hey, can you get me something bubbly? Sure. Here. Bubbly bubbly. Hey, chill, this might seem a bit random, but... You remember the first time I came here? Yeah, you're the second White Knight I served. I remember. Why? Precisely because of that. I've been meaning to ask you about that story. How was your other experience with the White Knight? If I had to put it simply, the total opposite of you. Oh? She came here as part of her work, looking for information on some case. I went through the motions, offering her a drink and all that, but she came only for her job. At first I thought that she was just another private eye, but she showed me her badge and all. What kind of case was it? I wouldn't know. She never told me, but she asked if I saw some people. She got pretty intense when I told her I had no idea who she was talking about. I suggested she ask the vending machines outside, and they told her that the suspect climbed on them. She got her info and she left. Pretty professional, if a bit intimidating. She seemed personally invested in the case, though. The way she lost her cool was suspicious. You seem to be pretty good at reading people, Jill. Makes me kinda jealous. No, I'm not good at that. It's just a coincidence that I noticed it. But you noticed it. I'm not good at reading people. Even if the cue is thrown in my face, I wouldn't be able to see it. I'm sure you can compensate with another skill. Any particular reason you asked me about that event? Not really. I just found the fact that I was the only other White Knight you've served weird. I mean, really? Just two? Weird, I know. I spent most of my life with almost no interactions with White Knights until I met you. Means you've had a nice life then. That sounded creepier than I thought. IRL, I've had like vanishingly few interactions with police. I've seen like police cars go by on the street a lot of times. The last time I actually got anywhere near a cop on foot, I was really scared because he had a gun on his hip. And the whole time that I was like within line of sight of him, I just had the thought in my head, this man could choose to kill me at any moment. It was a terrifying thought. The police here are not aggressive or anything, it's just the presence of the weapon was really scary to me. Not American, by the way. That sounded creepier than I thought. A bit, yeah. Well, I'm done for today. Thanks, Jill. Please come again. I'll go take my break pill. Sure. Yeah, if anything, the cops here in Canada are not aggressive enough. They have a bad habit of like letting things slide that they really shouldn't. Like, I'm sure that you've heard in the background a lot of like engines roaring. Those are people who are like gunning their engines, which is not actually a thing that you're allowed to do. and the police should be, like, stopping them and, like, issuing citations, and they just don't. It's now safe to keep playing. They say that they're, like, recruiting more people and that, like, in January they're gonna crack down on it, but, like, I'll believe it when I don't hear it. I wonder if I left food for 4. Okay, I'm here. Dorothy? You won't get through the bar anytime soon. You can stop walking. Ah, honey. You want something? The usual, I guess. Usual. Dorothy likes piano women, I think. Here. This is nice. 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 Nice? Okay, you're freaking me out. What's up with you? Hey, honey. How do you know what's real? How so? I mean, how do you know if what you see is an actual thing? How can you tell if what you see around you is actually happening? I've actually had these thoughts before, like, strictly speaking, there is no way to be completely certain that you aren't a brain in a jar being fed like a virtual input. Like, you're just a consciousness running on a meat computer as far as you know. It's entirely possible that, like, what you think is hooked up to a body is actually hooked up to, like, some sort of, like, artificial simulation thing. You might not even be organic, you might be a program. There's really no way to know. All you can do is just take things at face value and kind of move forward as if it's the case. What tells you everything is not actually a fabrication? I suppose it's a bit more keen for Lilim, because they're not allegedly organic. What tells me I'm not just a simulation in a computer? And those ponderings brought you to the bar. What? Oh, I'm in the bar. Am I? Dorothy. So you're having a solipsistic crisis of sorts. Solip what? Solipsism, the theory that the self is the only thing that can be known to exist. Yeah, that's kind of what I think, therefore I am means. The only thing that you can be 100% certain of is that you are a consciousness. And therefore, you exist. Everything else might be a fabrication or a delusion. But you think, therefore you are. That much is true. See? That's another thing right there. That word. Solipsism. What does it even mean? Where the hell did it come from? Well, solus means alone, and ipse means self. Yes, but how did it come to be? You expect me to believe that a lot of people just randomly decided to make noises? And decide, hey, let's make this noise mean this? It doesn't make sense. Words don't make sense. I've been repeating words for a long time and they stopped making sense. Why? Calm down, there's just semantic satiation. Stop making up words, honey. Aw, she's pouting. And then there's this counter. How can I be sure the counter is really here? It is. Please stop tapping it. Hold on, just making sure. Do I give her another piano woman? Glad that didn't go through. Stop tapping the counter so much. I'm this close to throwing this at your face. Sorry. So let's start from the beginning. Since when did you have this existential crisis? Since earlier today, I think. I was remembering the good times I had with my guardian. But I don't know. It was all too sudden. I was thinking about everything that happened from a week ago until now. how much fun I was having, how much I loved everybody around me. And out of nowhere, the thoughts started piling up in my mind. What is love? What is fun? Are those feelings real? Is all of that real? Am I real? What tells me I'm actually in a body? What if I'm just some computer somewhere thinking that it has a body? What if I'm just a human girl in a comatose dream? What tells me that you're real? Eh? For all I know, I might just be a figment of somebody's imagination. Or even just an AI simulation in some computer that thinks it's a human. I've been there, Dorothy. That existential doubt and crisis, that uncertainty about whether or not things are real. It was a couple of months only, but I remember having panic attacks and scratching my arm to feel something. But the panic attack gave me a rush of adrenaline, so I couldn't feel the scratch and the fear got worse. What did you do to get over it? Oddly enough, I read a book. The Last Dream in the World, one of my favorites. At one point, I cried with the book and I realized I was crying over fake things, a story and its characters. I didn't care less for them because they were fake. Why not think of reality like that too? For me, the thing that helped me get over that fear was the existence of irrational numbers. Specifically pi, but there are a few others. Pi is infinite and non-repeating. Therefore, you can't possibly simulate it. If you have a really, really powerful simulation, pi could be arbitrarily long, but it would end somewhere. But as long as pi goes on forever, it can't be simulated, not with our understanding of simulation. You would need an infinite amount of processing power just to have pi be known to the simulation. Even if I'm a figment of somebody's imagination, I'd still care about you. That's what I told myself, at least. It wasn't immediate, but that focus helped me. I like it. Hey, can I take this string? I made it for you. Thanks. Okay then. Dork. Phew. Why did you throw it on your head? Thank you for the hydrate. To feel something that you made. And it burns and itches a bit. I'll get you a towel. Delivery for Dana's... Oh, I've been here before. Mr. Mario, welcome back. Now throw the hydration on your head too. I got hot chocolate. That would be an exceptionally bad idea on multiple levels. I have a delivery for Dana Zane. Who's that? She's my boss. I'll get it for her. Right, sign here, please. It's a big package. I wonder what's inside. You should open it. If it's something perishable, maybe it'll need to be... If it's something perishable, maybe it'll need to be refrigerated. So, I work in a dairy section. Things that need to be refrigerated are safe out of the fridge for half an hour. After half an hour, we throw it out. But up to half an hour, we can just put it back in the fridge and everything's fine. Let's see. It's a wiener. A really big wiener. Hey, honey. Huh? The big package had a big wiener inside. What will your boss do with such a thing? I don't know how she'll cook it. Perhaps she'll chop it. Honey. Seems the wiener is too big to eat correctly. Stop. Maybe you could prepare some right now. What do you say, honey? Do you want some of your boss's wiener? Seriously, Jill? She's the one making the jokes, and you're the one trying not to laugh too hard at them. Anyway, we all know if we dare cook this without her permission, she'll hang us upside down. She'll hang me upside down. Hey Jackaboy, what's your name? I'm Mario. Come on, Mario, I'll buy you a drink. Huh. You might have another delivery, you know? This is the last one, actually. I'll accept your offer. I'll have a sunshine cloud. And you? I'm fine. Two of these. All of these, on the rocks and blended. Here. Thanks. Hey, call me Dorothy. You can also call me Darling for the right amount. Yeah, Dorothy. Why'd you buy me a drink? Just to let you know, I don't swing that way. What way, Lilith? I'm a man's man. I like men, okay? Not that there's anything wrong with liking women, but... Oh, don't worry, I wasn't hitting on you. I was thanking you. Thanking me? Your package let me see Honey here laughing like an idiot. It's easier than you think. That made me happy, and I don't know, if it was what she was telling me earlier. I'm more calm than when I entered. Glad to help, I guess? You like how it took me exactly 1 stream to go from responsible bartender to professional karma trainer? I mean, if they give me permission to give them as much karma train as fits in the glass, I'll do it. I might do another playthrough where I spike every drink with as much karma train as I possibly can. Bye Mario, bye John, bye Honey, enjoy your big wiener. Out with you. She seems like a nice girl. I don't need for it to sound like I get it, don't worry, you like guys, it's clear. Speaking of, you like motorcycles, don't you? I do, yeah. Have you been to the Motor District? I spend all of my free time in the Motor District, actually. Why? Is it true what they say about all the illegal races going on there? You're not a cop, are you? As far as I remember, no. Incidentally, cops do not have to disclose that they're cops if you ask them. That is a myth that they perpetuate because it gets a bunch of people to make fucking stupid decisions. Well, I mean, there are illegal races, but there's also a semi-legal league going on there. Semi-legal. The authorities acknowledge that there's races going on. They don't know what goes on in them, however. Modified engines, casualties, substance abuse. The illegal ones end up being safer in the end. Huh. Have you heard about a biker called Christine Love? Miss Love, of course. Everybody knows who she is. What about her? Is her gang as dangerous as they say? I don't know. Nobody knows. Excuse me? They look intimidating enough, but truth is that nobody's faced them directly. Moreover, nobody wants to be the one that got beaten to a pulp if they turn out to be what they seem. So her gang is just there, menacingly doing their own thing, not bothering anyone. Oh. Do you want anything else? I'll have the Piano Man. I keep trying to hit left, and it goes up. I think my stick might have drift. That sucks. On the rocks and mixed. Here. Yeah, this is nice. Hey, you two an item? What are you trying to say with that laughter, Gil? No, we're not. What's wrong with you? Eh? You work with this hunk of a man and you don't feel the least bit tempted? How can you be so calm with his smell so close to you? Ever heard the expression, his past is a fucking weight I don't want to carry? Because his past is a fucking weight I don't want to carry. If he even has a past at all, I'm having my doubts lately. Are you implying that he's not good game? Oh, don't misunderstand. Gil is good game. He's not bad looking, he's a gentleman, he's always attentive. but he's also distant and will take many steps back when he feels like he's getting too close to somebody. You don't have to marry him, just push him into a closet and... not interested. You annoy me, bartender. You don't see what you have right in front of you. I'm out. Please come again. Gil, you heartbreaking fuckboy. Back, did anything happen? I discovered I had the sense of humor of an 8-year-old. Did anything new happen? Hey! They brought you a package. Yes, my curated wiener. It's a gift from my folks. It was delayed in customs, but here it is. You guys want some of it? That's a new one. Have some pocket money. I'm out of excuses. I can afford rent. First Space Colony plans to develop its own army. Even though space was imagined as the promised land, a place where humanity would start over, it looks like we're about to repeat our mistakes from the past. The first space colony, Shin Outer Paradise, is currently in talks to develop its own privately owned army, following alleged threats from a notorious terrorist group. We're discussing it right now, but the law is most likely approved. We'll have an army, and we'll defend our motherland from any terrorist threat. Alice Rabbit chimed in during a private stream. This terrorist group does not exist. Don't let the Outer Paradise government fool you. The only reason for this law is so they can have more control over the population. Woman marries anime pillow, nobody is actually surprised. I remember a time when wacky stuff like this made a lot of headlines, but even though I'm reporting on it, I can't help but think about how mundane it's become. I mean, we can live in a world where you can just plug into the internet and live there for as long as your wallet can afford related fees. Lots of people get married in these virtual spaces. Thanks to new technologies, the traditional views on human relationships have changed so much that somebody marrying a literal object feels kind of tame now. If the pillow had some form of intelligence, it might be somewhat different. But it's just a plain generic anime hug pillow. Give it the times, Grandma. Yeek, the final remaster leads the video game charts. The newest remaster of 2016's Yeek, a postmodern RPG, opens the charts this week with 3.5 million copies shipped on its launch day. Other titles this week include new releases such as Hatsune Miku Project Remastered and Sting's Face Remastered. Full chart including lifetime sales. Yeek Final Remaster, 3.5 million new. Hatsune Miku Project Remaster, 1.5 million new. Sting's Face Remastered, 950k new. Water Pro Wrestling G, 500k 950k. Dang It Ron Paul, 400k 1.2 mil. That bar called Valhalla. Is it any good? I need to find a place to unwind after work. Work? Normies are taking over, huh? Everybody's a meat just like me? Anyway, place is cool, but the bartender can be a bit of a dick. How so? Never been there, so I wouldn't know. Is she cute? I can take it if she's cute. She's cute, but I think she's a bit full of herself. The guy seems a bit more of a bro. I see you already had a conversation with her. Did she reject your advances? Nah, I just heard from the distance. So, is that a no? Kind of. I mean, if you're going there just to chat. I just want a place to chill for a bit and meet new people. Can I smoke there? Is there any bar from the BTC where you can smoke? Nope. Bummer. Well, I think I'm going next week then. Sounds good enough for me. Incidentally, if anybody ever finds like a forum or like a chat or whatever talking about me, please let me know about it. I would love to stalk people who are stalking me. So next week we can expect somebody who's chronically online. Good evening. Ah, Jill, I'm about to get firecrackers. Firecrackers. It's New Year's, right? We need some. Wouldn't firecrackers scare off the Yeah, good idea, go ahead. I'll be back in a bit. Even for a cat lover, you sure get excited about firecrackers a whole lot more when dogs are involved. I know how hypocritical it sounds, and I don't care. Aha, Jamie's here. Greetings. Anyway, let's start. You try googling me, there's no results beyond my socials. That's fine. I'll get there someday. Time to mix drinks and change lives. Ah, the guy that wouldn't come back twice. Yeah, shut up. By any chance, did something fly over here 2 weeks ago? On Friday? Yes. There were lots of weird explosion noises throughout the night. But as far as I understand, those were made by a flying drone or something like that. So it flew by here. I take it you know what made the noise? Let's just keep it at whatever drone story you heard. Right. The noise got annoying after a while, I must say. So it remained in the vicinity? I don't know what counts as in the vicinity, but yeah. Distant explosions all night. Interesting, so it didn't get far away. Huh. Now, get me a Mars Blast. Here you go. Well, you didn't mess up. Sorry, if I may interject. You looking for a fight? Most certainly not. You really think you'd stand a chance? You're like half his size. I can fight dirty. He kills people for a living. I can fight dirty. Jill, please, you make me sound like a savage. It'd be like me saying that you get people drunk for a living. It's not wrong, but there are better ways of saying stuff like that. You're right, sorry. Like I said, I'm not looking for a fight. I just noticed you seem to like strong drinks. What about it? Well, to be honest, it's a rare sight in this bar. I'd even come to believe I'm the only one here who enjoys them aside from the owner. May I suggest you try a suplex next time? It might be to your liking. Huh. Okay, let's try this suplex thing. Right. These, 3 of these. These on the rocks and mixed. Here. Good stuff, like less burning but punchier pile driver. Say, your face looks somehow familiar, Mr. Call me Jamie. Think you are? I'm Impro. Anyway, I think I saw your face somewhere. Maybe when I needed to look for a specific file at... Did you perhaps go through a nanomachine expunge? I did, actually. Figured as much, only a handful of people do that. And almost all of them are people with nanomachine rejection that feel oddly suicidal. So I go through the whole thing. Rejection? Need to hide something? The second one. It's easier to remain undetected when they have no means to track you or your activity. I see. How does the expunge work? You lie in a pressure chamber and they give you a special IV solution. It causes nanomachine rejection while giving you the antibodies needed to prevent them from getting back in. For 5 hours, you're trapped in a bed while a horrible pressure builds up in your body and nanomachines are forced out. They're like little needles all over your body. You feel them in your eyes, in your gums, in your toes, everywhere. And after all that, they need to implant you with a mechanism that constantly releases the same antibodies. Ouch. What are you having, Jamie? This is a gut punch. Yeah, should have figured. Hey, give me one of those. 5 of these, 1 of these, a lot of these, aged and mixed. Here. Yeah, I love these. He looks different from yours, though. I had a couple of extras in his, actually. So, where's the antibody unit they stuck you with, Jamie? Inside, like all other maintenance systems. It can be troublesome at times, but the perks of not having nanomachines in the body outweigh the cons. And the rest of the enhancements, were you reconstructed or have you been adding them over time? Over time. either by getting a much-needed enhancement or through fixing injuries. I see. Well, it was a pleasure, Teeny, but I gotta leave. I really want to play Deus Ex on stream at some point. I own Mankind Divided. I still haven't played Mankind Divided. I also own the original Deus Ex, and I still haven't played the original Deus Ex. Human Revolution is one of my all-time favorite games. Nice meeting you, Ingram. Please come again. Don't count on it. You said that twice. Shut up. Seemed like a nice guy. Right. I won't call him a bastard, but he's not the nicest in the bunch. Tried the OG, couldn't get past the ancient check. That's fair. I'm a little concerned by the ancient check. It reminds me a lot of Morrowind. Oh, that reminds me. This is actually so cool. Hold on. Total non sequitur, but... Where did I put this? Hold on. I've got like a really cool thing. Hold on. Oh, Ogon14, welcome. Pardon me, we were just talking about Deus Ex and I'm looking at something cool that I got on my computer. I just need to find where I put it. I do not have an organized file system. Put it here? Where did I put that? Is it in my documents? Is it in my downloads? How did I accidentally open speech recognition? Okay, I don't know where it is, but I've actually got the design document for the original Deus Ex on my PC somewhere. It's really fascinating reading. I won't call him a bastard, but he's not the nicest in the bunch. Maybe you caught him on a bad day? Nah, I think you're just that good at bringing out the nicer side of people. If I remember the name, I could use the search function. It's called Majestic Revolutions by Joe Martin, but I tried typing that into my search bar and I couldn't find it. Wait, hold on, did I just find it? Never mind, I just found it. How'd I do that? Okay, check this out. Check this out. Hold on. Let me make sure that this isn't gonna like dox me or anything. Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Hold on, I'm gonna show this off real quick. Happy display capture? I haven't actually added like a non-game to my stream overlay before. Hold on. Let's do window capture. Here we are. Check this out. This is the design document for Deus Ex. It's like covered in like actual like notes and everything by like the actual like people who like worked on it, and it's like it's a design document. This is like something that they made before they actually started work on the game to like pitch the game to people who were like interested in making it or funding it. It's so cool. It's like especially because like I've got ambitions of like making my own game. So like, to see what goes into planning to make a game is really cool to me. It's like, here's the plan for marketing. The genre, the category, other titles that are like similar to it, high concept, the plot, and like they just, you can see like the notes that they make in it. I'm rambling, but like, this is such a cool file. Problems, not puzzles. Players should never have to play that classic computer game. Well, guess what was in the designer's mind when he created this stupid puzzle? They should never have to play that game, but all too often that's exactly what they get when they fire up the state-of-the-art RPG. Like, the notes... Clear goals... Real decisions, real consequences... Game flow... No page break here... Plot details, I like scratched all that out... Yeah, no, this is... It's really fascinating reading. Anyway, sorry about that segue. Oddly enough, that guy tires the hell out of me. Somebody's in a good mood. Give me a bad touch, will you? That way you'll be in a good mood too. You were just checking for people playing this game because you loved it so much. Yeah, I do the same thing sometimes. It's like, is somebody else playing this game that I love? Usually for me it's Dark Souls the first. It's like, oh, you're stuck in the crystal caves. It's so cute. On the rocks and mixed. Here. Jill, you have such a petty sense of humor. Guilty as charged. So what put you in a good mood? Oh yeah, that. Today my sister was supposed to be in court for all the custody proceedings. Of course, not only did she show up later than her husband and drunk at that, but also dressed like she got fucked in the back of a parking lot. And to top it off, she forgot to even bring her kids. Luckily, my parents brought them to court. The judge assigned the kids to my parents for the time being. So she really messed it up, huh? When they came back to the house and Diana started throwing a temper tantrum, she said it was lucky that her husband didn't get the kids because the angst would make her jump out into the highway. So Ava comes and says, then make sure it kills you because we aren't dealing with you as a cripple. I shouldn't reinforce that behavior, but I don't know, maybe it was the timing, but I've been laughing for an hour now. You hold quite the animosity for Diana, don't you? She and I used to be the closest friends when I was 7 or 8. We played all the time, we even slept on the same bed for a while. Then she turned into a teen. We stopped playing, she had other things she wanted to do. I can forgive all of that, I mean the age difference and all. But there is something in particular that I still can't forgive. It was the day she invited her friends to the house and I went to ask her something. As I was leaving, one of her friends asked me if I was her sister. And she said she had no little sisters. Ow. I think that was the moment that finally broke the pedestal I held her on. I admired her as much as a kid could admire somebody, you know? Little by little, that admiration wore off until we finally reached that breaking point. I felt betrayed. And you haven't been able to forgive her after 40 years? Almost... Wait, almost nearly 50? What the heck? Hey, it's not that I still hold a grudge against her, but rather... The Diana who said all those things so many years ago is the same Diana that I know today. How so? She hasn't matured one bit. What's my favorite song from the jukebox? I haven't listened to all of them, but... Probably this one here. It reminds me of Lag Train. She's still as selfish, childish, and immature as she was back then. Umimoto is yours. There you go. When you see her, you don't see an adult, you see an overgrown, horny teen. So aside from destroying any admiration I held for her, she's made sure not to fix that impression. Huh. But enough about me, how are you? Everything's fine, aside from this note. A note. Remember how I told you I lashed out at my dead ex's sister? Yeah? I got this note from her. Let's see. Wow, she must really feel bad about the whole thing. As do I. So what's the problem then? The same fear that drove me away from her in the first place. Right. Give me a Brandtini, will you? There's a little story I want to tell you. It's actually time for tonight's second break, so I'm gonna leave it on this dialogue so I don't forget what Alma wants. It's gonna be about 5 minutes. Please use this time to refill your water, use the bathroom, whatever. Oh shoot. I transitioned it too quickly. Yes, see you in about 5 minutes. return. Also, Ogan, thank you so much for the sub, I really appreciate that. Give me a Brandtini, will you? There's a little story I want to tell you. Here. This is the thing. Let's start. Boo! Oh, hell no. This is the story of a girl who grew disillusioned with one of her sisters. Soon it became animosity, and not long after that, she distanced herself completely from said sister. With time, the girl would become attached to her eldest sister, looking up to her achievements. All I can look at right now are those boobs. Not now. Said sister would even marry the girl's best friend not soon after. And after the girl went into college, said sister would quit her job. The sister was quite sick about leaving her baby kid alone, prompting her to quit her high-ranking job. What if I hire your high-ranking this? Shut up! The girl, even as an adult, felt betrayed. Her role model sister went against everything she held her in high esteem for. She was no longer a child, and yet she felt like part of her had crumbled. Hey Joe, I can lift your sweater. Do you want to see? I bet you want to see. Alright, enough. Enough? Shit. Peace out. I know the girl is you and the sister is your eldest sister. Please get to the point. Right. The point is, if you don't face her, she'll be heavily disappointed. She's trying to make amends with you. That must take courage. Lots of it. Yeah, you're right. My mouth's dry. Can I get a beer? These, 2 of these, 1 of these, 2 of these, 4 of these. Here. Thanks. So tell me, did you and this Gabby girl get along? Oh, yeah. I never had brothers and sisters, but once Lenore introduced me to her as her sister-in-law, she got so excited about having a new sister that she clung to me a lot. Am I playing on the controller? Yes. I'm on Switch. I helped her in her studies, read books with her, played with her a lot. She was pretty much my sister too. I have to leave, but I'll tell you this. As both a big and little sister, if you don't grant that girl the chance of talking to you, I'll never forgive you. Yeah. Oh, there's a small New Year's party this Saturday if you're interested. Oh, sure, I'll be here. Remember, I won't forgive you. Yeah. I'll go take my break. Alright. Voila, you were here? You were quite absorbed in the conversation just now. Jamie even said goodbye to you, didn't you hear? Anyways, call me if anything comes out. It's less chilly today. Jill, a kid's looking for you. Oh shit. Hey. Ah, Norma. You're back. Oh, fuck you. You do know I'm not giving you any drinks, right? Crap, I said it out loud. Yeah, actually, I wanted to thank you. Phew, she thought it was for her. Thank me? Well, for starters, by not complying and giving me alcohol. Everything else would have fallen apart if I had some. Ah, so responsible, Jill. I kinda faced my mom and told her all about the pressure she was putting on me. And instead I wanted to figure out what I wanted to do. And? Well, she didn't speak to me for 2 days. You bet managing inner and outer voice is difficult. What you gotta do is you gotta become a streamer, and then just like remove the filter between your brain and your mouth. After that, she told me that it'd be a waste to spend money in a university just for me to not give it my all. So she told me to still go to the college course, but that I was free to explore. Glad to hear that. And, well, I wanted to thank you for that. Me? If I just rushed headfirst into my original plan, things would have gotten ugly. And you were right, I would be hurting her for the sake of hurting. So, thank you. Don't worry about it. I'll leave before it's too late outside. Be careful. Aw, so sweet. Shut up. Hey Jill, mind helping me here? Thank you for the hydrate. Make a bleeding Jane, please. On it. I can't read. Thanks. Hey Joe, do you hate me? Hate is a harsh word. It's not against you directly, but rather the fact that only I can see you. Like I told you, if they wanted, they could see me. And why can I? You're the main character, you know? What are you? A cute girl. Right. You okay, Jill? Making a lot of faces there. Huh? Yeah, just remembering stuff. Could you give me a hand here and serve a beer, please? Sure. You love You love the puns that Jill says. That Jill's sense of humor is very, very entertaining. Thanks. Would you lighten up if I showed you that I can interact with the environment? Maybe it'll spook me, but let's try. There. Can't see anything. You sure? Yup. Weird. Nobody expects the Dorothy Inquisition. Dorothy Inquisition, Dorothy Inquisition, Dorothy Inquisition. Ouch, I bit my thumb. Can't believe I'm using the spare tongue so early in the night. Ahem. Honey. Ah, hey Dorothy. I'm making a quick stop for a drink. Can I get a fluffy dream? Best character, total agreement. Dorothy's my favorite, Alma's a close second. Can I get a fluffy dream? Sure. I like the anime reference in this little bit of sidetracking that Jill gets. 3 of these, and all of these. Thanks. Oh yeah, before you leave. What, are you guys throwing a New Year's party too? Yep. Sure, I'll be here then. Well, I got things to do, so... You do? Who does what? Sorry, I sneezed. Weird sneezes. Anyway, I'm up for now. Oh yeah, Joe. Take care of Becky, please. Man, she was in a rush. You're a die-hard Anna fan. That's valid. Okay, fuck that noise. Fireworks are sold out everywhere. I'll need to get them through more shady means. She's gonna buy them from the internet. She'll find them and put us all at risk of burning. I'll make sure there's an extra extinguisher at hand. Please. Well, I guess that's it for today. I'm just remembering back when I still lived with my parents, my younger brother really wanted to use fireworks, so he tried to bully me into buying them for him. I didn't, but it's like... There are rules for a reason. You sure that you're fine? I am, don't worry. Hey Jill, mind if I ask a silly question? You've seen my clients. You can assume that I don't mind silly questions. Silly answers can get on my nerves, though. Sorry, what did you want to ask? Do you know why they call them cat boomers? I mean, I guess their second set of ears look like a cat's, but I've been wondering this myself. The word boomer seems so out of place. Not so much when you consider that it's not them, but their parents who were called such. Oh? Let's go a bit back first. You do know why cat boomers look like that, right? Because they went through some anti-nanomachine rejection treatment while they were still a fetus, right? It's called the Yamazaki Romanova treatment. Or was it the Romaneko Yamada treatment? Let's call it the catification procedure. It was not only the first successful genetic treatment on a fetus, but also the first way to fight nanomachine rejection. Moreover, that research had a bit of a rocky story. Funding got caught in the middle of it, at a critical point that could make or break the whole thing. Not to mention Zaibatsu Corps' record of not addressing nanomachine rejection at all. The rest of the research was funded by Maki Stenkovich. Was it Stenkovich? Let's call him Stenkovich for now. He's a businessman whose unborn daughter got diagnosed with early nanomachine rejection. Stenkovich funded the research, and in a desperate move, his wife offered herself and her daughter as test subjects. Of course, the experiment was a success. The girl, Silva Stenkovich, didn't die. She became the living testament of a scientific breakthrough. But then, the story of how things played out for Silva got sensationalized in the media and created a weird fad. Parents made their unborn children go through the catification procedure, even if they had no ailments at all. All because one particular girl, whose life got saved through that treatment, became a media darling for a bit. A whole generation of kids with those cat-like protrusions got born. And their parents got called cat boomers. A generation of parents obsessed with those cat-like features. The fad quickly passed, but the term remained in use. Eventually, cat boomer just started getting used for people with the protrusions instead of their parents. We keep calling them protrusions. Why is that? Because that's what they are. Eh? You didn't think that those things on their heads were ears, right? Sure, they can be moved because they're somehow connected to the facial and ear muscles. Thus, they can move like a cat's and react to their mood. In the end, they're just appendages with no real function. Huh. It still surprises me a bit, though, that the biggest mutation they get out of the treatment is just that. Those ears are a small miracle on their own. People have been born with no eyes for less intrusive procedures. You really thought that they were functional ears, huh? Let's say I learned quite a bit today. Thank you. Don't worry, I feel like I should apologize for talking so much instead. And keep in mind, I'm fucking up the terms. I don't want you saying somebody got protrusions because of a catification procedure. I'll keep it in mind. Wait. What? Yeah, the guy's name was Stenkovich. Eh? I just remembered I just remembered that Sylvia Stenkovich was around my age, and when I was a teen, there were some TV specials featuring her. And I just remembered that I had the biggest crush on her. Now that I think about it, that crush had me very confused back then. And did you need to shout just now? Sorry. In any case, I'm out for the day. Alright, careful out there. All booze and no firecrackers makes Dana a dull girl. Birth rates decrease as the youth prefers Lilim company. At the beginning of the century, the idea that people would rather be with robots instead of other humans was treated as a joke. But the reality is that the convenience of these kinds of relationships have become immensely popular among Glitch City's youth, to the point where birth rates are beginning to decrease at an alarming rate. Annie May, a 17-year-old student, agrees with the general sentiment. It's just so much better than dealing with other people, you know? You can just make your own perfect partner. Oh, and sex is amazing. Don't even get me started. It's expected that new regulations will soon to be announced to address the situation. Now, I'm all for a declining birth rate. I'm very anti-natalist. Wearing socks with sandals in public is now a crime. I like to say that we have the freedom to wear whatever we like in the streets of Glitch City as long as we adhere to decency rules. However, that's about to change. Glitch City's Department of Public Decency has declared that wearing socks and sandals together is a punishable crime. If convicted, the guilty face 3 days in jail as punishment for using that abominable combo. But what do you think? Should we wear whatever we want, or should the passion police of high society decide for you? Whatever the case, I think I'll simply stick to the right side of the battle. Goodbye, socks and sandals. Yeah, I'm not a fan of Donovan. He's kind of like, how do I put this? He's intentionally written to be an asshole. So I think that he's an asshole and I don't like him. But because he succeeds at like being a character that evokes those feelings, he's a good character even though I don't like him. BTC closing 40% of its bars in Glitch City. Donovan really is the only customer where you're like, yeah, this is a real customer who's an asshole you have to tolerate. Yep, when you're being professional, you have to put up with the assholes. Luckily, today at work, everybody that I dealt with was, like, super charming. I also got to make somebody's day because, like, this woman came up to me and was just like, hey, do you have this cheese in stock? Because, like, I've got a coupon for it and there's none on the shelves. And I was like, let me check the back for you. Which is usually code for no, but I'll make it seem like I'm doing something. But I actually checked the back, and we actually had the cheese that she was after in the back. So I brought it out for her. I made her day. Her reaction made my day. Good times all around. The British Trademark Council is facing some economic troubles in Glitch City, and it looks like they're on their way out. Blaming rising inflation rates and a weak currency, the BTC has given the order to disband almost half of its recreational businesses in the city. The only time in history that checking the back actually worked. Yep. There's another time the other day where a woman came up and was like looking for a particular juice, and I was like, let me check the back for you, because it wasn't on the shelves. I check the back, it's not in the back. I come out, I'm ready to disappoint me. I'm ready to disappoint her. And then she's like got this sheepish expression on her face, and she points at the cart that I was using to load the shelves, and the juice that she was after was on my cart the whole time. I just hadn't put it on the shelf yet. So that was another really fun interaction. We can't keep doing business like this. Glitch City has a negative impact in our earnings, and we can't continue in the red, a PR representative told the Augmented Eye. Prime Minister Quincy, on the other hand, thinks the BTC is just too greedy. They make a lot of money already, and now they're crying because they can't have more? Give me a break. Surviving in Glitch City. Any tips for a new friend in this wonderful land? Oh boy. Self-depreciating thread? Don't trust in White Knights, and don't go out after 5 PM unless you want to get mugged or murdered. Bring a portable chair everywhere. You'll have to line up for flour, lol. Get used to eating what you find. Shortages are getting out of hand. I've been eating rice with butter for months now, but I guess it could be worse. Don't jinx it, please. I have enough as it is. So coming here was a mistake. Why would you come here anyway? Visiting family, but now I want to take them out. Do it while you can. Yeah, airlines are leaving the city, lol. Soon we won't even be able to escape. Can I even get some weed in this crap hole somewhere? Yeah, I just PM'd you a good dealer. You're sad that the other game they've been working on is in limbo and no new information has been released. That is unfortunate. I really like this game. I'd like to see more from these developers. So that's how you find dealers. My younger sister once offered to hook me up with a dealer. I was like, no thank you. But I appreciate it. I guess it really does have to be word of mouth, because like anything you could easily find online is either a sting or about to be stung. Good evening. Hey. Okay, so we've got almost everything, but we're still missing a couple of things for Saturday. And so, I designate you, Jillian Applegate, as the official guy who goes to buy the rest of the stuff. Applegate? I have no idea who that is. Why me? I could send Jill, but I wouldn't dare send a lady by herself. And I could go with her, but I believe the bar should have at least 2 people in the vicinity at all times. You're not gonna say anything, Jill? If it means not being delivery girl, I'm happy to fake helplessness. Big mood. Fine, give me that list. I'll be back sometime. Something tells me that you're planning something, boss. What gives you that impression? Call it a gut feeling. Did you know that Gil has a crush? What? A client of his, a girl that owns a bazaar. She's been coming on to him for ages and he's only just started opening up. But he's taking steps backward and I'm not gonna let him. He's opening up for fuck's sake. And so the errands will take him to the bazaar, I take it. That's right. Huh. Alright then, to the office I go. As for me... time to mix drinks and change lives. Deal with a crush, huh? This place, great. Oh, but isn't. Hey, Jill. Sorry, but is there anywhere I can hide? There's an unpleasant guy on my trail. Boss, stock woman incoming. The door is open. Go ahead, the door to the left. Thanks. Hello there. Oh, hi there. The other one, that's the bathroom. Wait, what's the dog doing in the bathroom? Now, where did she? Oh, the hellhole, perfect. Hey kid, I'll have the usual. Right. Huh, he remembered me after 2 weeks. This guy likes big beer. Two of these, 4 of these. 2 of these, 4 of these, 8 of these. There we go. Here. This seems right. The paper's been a mess lately. You'd think with all that's happening they'd stay and do more reports. But they're all asking for vacations and I can't afford to be understaffed. So I had to come up with some sort of reward for whoever produces the most reports. I see no difference in my feed, though. Mr. Donovan, I don't mean to sound rude, but you do know that the infamy of the augmented eye with the general public, right? A shitty page that will over-sensationalize anything and report useless things. Of course I know. Then why not try to rectify that image? To put it simply, I'm being clutched by the balls, in the non-pleasant way. Zaibatsu Core and company have an eye on every publication they haven't bought yet. Report on them once and they'll find something to fine you with. Twice and you'll find your resources severely cut. Anything beyond that, and the best case scenario is that they'll buy the damn operation to keep it quiet. I know there are more newsworthy things than whatever it is the lackeys picked out that week. But if I overstep, my ass is on the line. Huh. Glad to see this hellhole is still in one piece. The BTC has been going apeshit closing bars lately. Oh yeah, that. Yesterday they closed one that served as a key part of a drug trafficking ring. And last week they also closed 3 small bars that served as illegal chicken restaurants. Illegal chicken restaurants. Huh. Not to mention there are like 100 people who have BTC certifications but never use them. Instead, they keep those credentials around to stop police from raiding their homes or warehouses. I don't know about you, but it's obvious to me that some restructuring will begin at the BTC after this whole thing. Man, shit ran deeper than I thought. And no news outlet talks about that. Alright kid, let's try a moonblast now. Come again? Hey, even I have to break the routine from time to time. Itchy bra straps are the worst. What's a moonblast? On the rocks and blended. Here. Now, let's see what the ruckus is about. So... what brought you here? Oh right, didn't you see a Lilim coming in here? Blue hair, big tits? She's the one from the Encore concert coming up. Not really. Did she jump to the roof then? Why were you looking for her? Did you want an interview? Not really, just hitting on her. Hey, I said hitting on her, not hitting her. Stop glaring. Why though? Are you that bored? Don't you have, like, a family or something? Have you seen that girl? Hot as tits. Also, hot ass and tits. I'm suffering the weirdest combo of being hard as fuck and curious as shit right now. I want to know just how detailed those king-class Chia models are, personally. And so you followed her. I've yet to meet a woman that can resist the charms of Donovan D. Dawson. You're in front of one, and I'm guessing you have quite the selective memory. Like I said, don't you have a family or something? A wife, but that woman cheats on me as much as I cheat on her. In fact, I'm pretty convinced that she gets off on the thought of me cheating on her. So that Lilim isn't here, huh? I'll have to find a busty enough replacement tonight or I'll explode. Hey, after you're done glaring, please serve me a pile driver. Right. Almost. Alright. Well, seeing as she's not here, I have no reason to stay. Maybe I'll find somebody that looks a bit like her. The guy left. Oh, alright. Thanks for sheltering me, Dana. I hope your sister likes the video. No, thank you. No, oh, sorry. No, thank you. Seems like you had a hearty talk. Your boss is such a fun person. Her sister is a fan of mine, so I recorded a small video for her and took a couple of photos. How nice of you. It's nothing really, and she did hide me, so it's the least I could do. But, well, we're here already. Mind giving me something sweet? Sure. She's a concert star, she can afford it. Here. Thanks. So, do you know why Donovan was following you? I don't, but I wasn't in the mood to deal with him. His questions were a bit over the line last time, too. Not the worst I've dealt with, but I just didn't want to humor him. I see. Seems like he was just trying to come on to you. You don't say. Well, not like you'd have a chance anyways. I'm not into older guys and I'm already committed to a relationship. Wait, you are? It's not common knowledge, and the ones that hear it try to dismiss it as rumors, but... I've been in a relationship with my producer for a while now. Really? We were both single, and that kind of stuff is bound to happen when you spend so much time together. But it all started when he read an entry I made in my blog about wanting to experience love and the like. He offered to help with that after he read it, and I thought, sure, why not? I already knew him well enough, so it wouldn't hurt to try. How nice. He's a stick in the mud we're planning to see, but he's a sweetheart otherwise. I see. Hey, can you really walk so calmly? These streets aren't exactly safe. Really? I haven't faced any issues lately. Sure, they tried to mug me once or twice, but it's no big deal. No big deal? Thank you to hydrate. Every time somebody tries to mug me, somebody pops out of somewhere and stops it. Makes me feel like I'm always protected. Those are some hardcore stalkers. I guess the fact that she ran away from Donovan, even after all that, says something. Hey, this will sound familiar, but do you have anything like tea? Let me see. Tea is typically bitter. Tea is typically bitter, isn't it? Let's find out. Here. Yeah, this works. Hey, you're a King Class Chia, right? That I am. May I ask you something about your model? Sure. Are there any differences between you and a DFC-72? Huh. You both serve the same purpose, but... DFC-72s have the port on their heads, which makes them more versatile. My line lacks that or the resilience of the DT-01Ds, but we're a tad more polished elsewhere. More specifically, our voice emulators are more advanced and our movements are smoother. A trade-off of functionality and power for appearance, you could say. Ah, I see. So, anything new for this concert? Huh. Well, it is an encore, so we're trying to make it the same for those that couldn't go to the first one. But we always try to spice it up, like maybe with a surprise song or something. There's this one time I sang a cover of a song by B-Link. Of course, in return, they sang Your Love Is a Drug. Ah. So you know the B-Link girls? Really nice kids. You'd be surprised how different from their on-stage personas they are. Really. Susie, for example, can be really childish at times. She also laughs a lot, and loudly at that. Meanwhile, Aina is a party girl through and through. If they're not on tour, she spends her time partying like crazy. Huh, hard to believe. I mean, Their image is that of stoic girls with little expression. Almost like living Victorian dolls or something. Well, they wanted to pop out in the public. They once told me if we want people to notice us, we have to break the cutesy idol concept. And so they took the opposite route by becoming cool beauties with melancholic songs. I wouldn't say they went the opposite way. The opposite of cutesy idols would be unkempt, tone-deaf girls spewing vitriol and hate. True, I guess. Well, I gotta go, but let's have a sparkle star first. Alright. Two of these, one of these, a lot of these. People really need to stop trusting me with the commentary amount. Here. Sparkling. Well, it's always a pleasure, Jill. Please come again. Will do. Oh, the handsome bartender, nice to see you. Boss, skills back, I'll take the break. Alright. Note to self, buy oil for that door. Alright then. Gil, you're in my spot, please. Oh, sorry. Also, you're cleaning one of Boss's chicken buckets. Did Boss ask you to do that? If I told you she did, would you believe me? Without a doubt. Let's go with that then. Right. Greetings. Ah, Stella, what can I get you? I'll go with a Bleeding Jane today. I just remembered the last time I had a usual at a restaurant. There used to be this poutine place that I would go to for lunch almost every day. And I would always get a poutine and a can of cola. And then one day I decided that I was going to try and cut back on soft drinks. But then as I was walking up for the first time, the guy smiled and pulled out a can of cola. And I very sheepishly was like, not today. I felt like a bitch. We should have a place to serve poutine near you. It's so nice. The problem with the poutine around here these days is that since the pandemic, the quality of poutine has gone down a lot. Places are using mozzarella instead of real cheese curds, the fries aren't crispy, the gravy's watery. So I've had to learn to make it myself. It's been rewarding. Hold on, do I have a picture of a poutine that I made recently? I'm sure that I do. Those are the cookies that I baked the other day. That's the egg that I exploded. Here we are. After hearing me talk lovingly about it. Here, check this out. This is a poutine that I made. That is a very large resolution picture. Hold on. So a trick I learned from that poutine place that I was talking about, sadly they closed down. But a trick that I learned from them was add green onions to it, and it adds just a little bit of spice. It adds just a little bit of texture and spice, and it's really, really good. It offsets the rest of the poutine very well. Yes, also it's green, that means it's healthy. Yeah, if you want oh, also I put donair meat in this one. Yeah, the trick to a good poutine. First off, you're going to want thick-cut, crispy fries. Don't get shoelace, don't get flaccid fries. You want something that like has a little bit of like resistance when you bite into it. Make sure that the gravy is thick enough that it clings to the fries. It should not be watery. It should come up almost like ketchup. It should be like thick. And then also make sure that you got like real cheese curds, ideally from Quebec. Do not settle for mozzarella cheese, it is not the same thing. If you do that, you got cheese fries with gravy, which is a totally different dish. Still good, but it's not poutine. Once you've got the base handled, it's kind of like a hot dog in that you can throw anything you want on top and it still counts. So I like adding donair meat and green onion. Here you go. Thank you. What brought you here today? Waiting for Say? I came by myself, actually. I was in the area and stopped by to say hi. Throw mozzarella on top, gotcha. Banned from chat. Just kidding. Oh. It's pretty interesting, though. When I first saw you, I doubted that you'd ever come here again. Well, this place is comfortable, I must admit. So quiet and secluded. It's also clean. Really clean. Gil is the one you can know that too. Fine, you'll do it yourself. Redeem timeout. Alright, I'll see you in 10 minutes. Bye. Gil is the one you can know that too. The guy takes pride in how clean he keeps things around here. If you ever need cleaning staff, he's a nice pick. Really? He's a bit out of it today, though. I see. Hey Jill, have you heard of the new gold rush in the city? Gold rush? Everybody's paying small fortunes to get their hands on pieces of white knight suits. I think I heard or read something about that, but I'm having doubts, so I'm probably not. In any case, how is it a gold rush? Well, the tech behind the suits was always safely guarded, but after the events at the bank... Sorry. After the events at the bank, the suits were remotely shut down, breaking many of them in the process. Many units dropped their armor right there and fled when the lynchings went on. Any white knights still stuck in their suit had to take the armor off manually to run away. It all happened in the middle of the lynching, so they'd be sitting ducks if they didn't. Some weren't that lucky. They got beaten up while they weren't able to move. So, between the suits becoming glorified paperweights and many white knights going on the run, there ended up being a lot of junk lying around. But the whole scientific community is rejoicing. They're on a race to reverse engineer the suits and take as much technology as possible from them. And of course, even single pieces of their armor fetch a high price these days. Did anybody see some profit from that research to justify the expenses? It's new tech, a whole new field ripe with patents that just opened for many, so I'd say yes. Huh. I mean, the BTC is literally a conglomerate built upon patents and trademarks, I can see how. There is one weird case, though. Huh? There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique... I'm slurring my words. There's this guy named Jack. He's the captain of a very unique Blitzkrieg Corps unit. Unique. The guy had a really small unit, 5 people, himself included. The aesthetics of his unit's armor was heavily modded to the point that they looked like a squad of Henshin heroes. And what? Ahem, they looked really gaudy. Henshin heroes are people like Power Rangers or Kamen Rider. But it turned out that the guy actually broke through the software and disabled the remote switch. He has one of the few, if not the only, suits of the armor with the OS intact. To say that they're among the most wanted people would be an understatement. You know a lot about this. It's interesting the amount of things that you hear when dealing with drunk people of all kinds in the same place. It also helps to put on a front that makes people lower their guard. That should sound familiar to you. True. Wait. Here's a freebie. A fun fact. The failsafe was originally going to involve the armor blowing up and leaving no traces. But regulations and laws didn't allow that kind of technology near civilians. I guess even Zaibatsu Corps has its limits, huh? People love to demonize Zaibatsu Corps because, let's face it, they're far from innocent. But they're not the evil overlords, they're just greedy. They're just a big corporation. They just so happen to have control over what tantamount to a city-state. But corporations will naturally resort to draconian methods. I've heard horror stories from people outside the city trying to use product placement. If you so much as hold a bottle the wrong way or get in the way of a logo, you'll be in for lots of trouble. And let's not start with theme parks or the like. Those are dystopias of their own. Then again, most of the demonization is due to Quincy being such a clown. He has no power anyways. He's just the front that whatever council behind Zaibatsu chores... He's just the front behind whatever council that Zaibatsu chose. He makes a fool of himself, and the attention is taken away from whatever it is that Zaibatsu Core is actually doing. Yeah. So what you were saying is that Glitch City is basically a huge theme park. I've called the White Knights glorified mall security in the past, so yeah. Huh. No, seriously. And what? Ahem. Can I get a Brantini here, please? Sure. Here. Thanks. So I take it you're in a good mood today. Does it show? A bit. Yeah, well... I managed to nab a couple of tickets for the Kyoto Miki Encore concert. Nice. Oh right, as it turns out, she was just here. Again? Ahem, sorry. Again? Can't believe I just missed her. I was surprised too. I was more surprised she remembered my name though. And like last time, she was quite the graceful client. Man, so those rumors about her being really nice in person were actually true? Amazing. I mean, you always want the famous people to be nice in real life. But having such backing to that claim, to hear that she's so nice to everyone, it's nice to hear, you know? In fact, many think that's what made her so famous so quickly. How she's down to earth and totally accessible, making her somebody that everybody wants to root for. Ah, I see. Yeah, I mean, I guess you don't want to feel like you're supporting crappy people. Thank you for the hydrate. I feel that just because of the nature of the world that we live in, I can't always succeed, but I do try to, like, throw my money at companies that are, like, not horrifically evil. Unfortunately, I need food, and that kind of has to come from horrifically evil companies. Monopolies suck. Although, to be honest, I've never put much thought into that one. Hell, half the time I have no idea who made what I use, nor do I care much. Being a nice person will take you far, though. My daddy always insisted that being ruthless in the boardroom doesn't mean being an ass. Reminds you of Nintendo suing Palworld? Yes. If Nintendo actually had a valid case. Like, if Palworld had, like, actually stolen assets. Then I'd be in Nintendo's side. I'd be like, yes, that's not okay. But Nintendo doesn't actually have any, like, moral grounds here, not the way that they're doing it. They patented a system after Palworld had come out, and then sued Palworld for violating the patent that came out after Palworld came out. And, like, it's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous to me. And, like, Palworld's not the only game that involves, like, capturing monsters and then turning them into, like, allies that fight. It's ridiculous. I really hope that Nintendo gets slapped really hard. Like normally I'm a Nintendo fan. I like Nintendo games. I think that they're, like, a little too litigious, but, like, they were, like, litigious in a way where, like, if you stayed out of their ballpark, they wouldn't fuck with you. But, like, what they're doing to Palworld is not okay. It feels extremely petty. And he's actually managed to get certain contracts over other more powerful people. All thanks to being a nice guy overall. Sounds like good advice. But more importantly, Daddy. Ahem. Do you really believe me saying she was just here that easily? You're not the kind to lie about stuff like that, so sure. Thanks, I guess. That's it, you can go to the concert so easily? What about security and the like? My dad always has a unit keeping an eye on me from a distance. I think you'd be surprised at how easily I can disguise myself with just a different hairdo and a cap. I see. I wonder if I could get in the disabled line with, say, in her rooms. Although she'll probably nag me about how she doesn't need it and we shouldn't abuse that. Heh. Hey, can you get me a classic drink? Sure. I'll give her a big one. I am trying to get as much karma turned into this woman as possible, just for fun. Here. Thank you. Do you have many servants around the house, Stella? I do, but they've been with us for so long that they're pretty much family. My dad has always said that if you earn somebody's trust, they'll gleefully work for you and everybody wins. Yes. A pleasant workplace. A pleasant workplace makes a bad job tolerable, and unpleasant workplace makes a good job awful. We even had a young gardener that left to study engineering, and he actually came back. He still comes by every weekend to tend the plants. Man, that sounds nice. Let me know if you're ever in need of a job. I might find you something. Thanks for the offer. Wait. Huh? I just realized something's off with the whole tech gold rush story. What would it be? Wouldn't all that tech be patented anyways? I get trying to crack it in the first place, but that'd be true if the tech was patented in the first place. It isn't? Zaibatsu have been so paranoid about making the White Knights untouchable that they never patented anything. A patent would be in a database that somebody could hack and retrieve valuable info from. Not to mention that they've been using tech from other companies without any authorization. And no patent registry in their right mind would approve of that global shutdown signal. Let alone how to mobilize everybody still inside one of those suits. So the ones that were upholding the law did so using suits that are by all means illegal. The irony runs deep, wouldn't you say? Why do it though? When you get so much money, you start thinking that you can screw around with the rules. All that power makes you think that you're above every law there is. And this city is what happens when those with money start making the rules. I'm curious though, have you ever covered up any fuck-ups by using money? I think that we've all done things that we're not too proud of at some point in our lives. Well, Jill, I gotta go. Always a pleasure. Please come again. Ah, Alma. No hello? You're pretty insistent on that one, aren't you? It's a basic courtesy, something I will if I do uphold. First the greeting stop, then saying please and thanks stops, and before you knew it, boom, total anarchy. You're exaggerating. I'm not. In fact, I'll go through that door again, and I expect you to properly greet me this time. Fine. Hello, Jill. Once upon a midnight dreary while I pondered weak and weary. Over many a quaint and curious volume of forgotten lore. While I nodded, nearly napping, suddenly there came a tapping. As of someone gently rapping at my chamber door. 'Tis some visitor, I muttered, tapping at my chamber door, only this and nothing more. You overdid it. You totally overdid it. Quoth the bartender, I did not. So, you like poetry? I had a phase. Can I get you something? Let's start with a big cobalt velvet. On the box and mixed. Here. Thanks. Oh yeah, there's something I've been wondering about for a while. Huh? Does the name Shadow Master 69's Chronicles ring any bells? That's a strong drink? Yes, it is. Wow, you went pale. No, the name doesn't ring any bells. May 22nd, today my daily card reading told me that I'd meet great change thanks to an old man. My biology teacher told me that I had been picked for an inter-school contest with my latest entry. I just knew a scientific theory on the idea of auras was as revolutionary as I thought. Soon I'll bring the world into the occult science singularity. Later entries don't seem to have gone that well though. Mentions of being laughed at, being lectured on why the essay was wrong. Jill. I made sure to delete that blog. No evidence should be left. I had a fanfiction.net account. You will never know what it was called. I can think of at least 6 different sources off the top of my head that have all that stuff archived. Why? Why? Sheesh, relax, it's not that bad. What do you mean, it's not that bad? Don't you realize how embarrassing it all is? We've all been young, Jill, relax. It's not like you're still like that nowadays. Now that would have been embarrassing. You're not still like that, right? Gods no, I gave up on the whole occult stuff. It's just that remembering all of that stuff is... Ugh. I don't know, I like the way you looked. All dressed in black with the rare accessory popping out thanks to the colors. I mean, at least you have the decency to use makeup and take care of yourself. So you have a pick. Oh god, you have a fucking pick. Why do you do this to me? Why do you dig up the sins of my past? I was bored. Last Friday I had to take my mind off the whole Diana thing, so I ran a small background check on you. Simple stuff, just checking past internet activity. Please don't run background checks like that. I just used a search engine, you know? I didn't request documents or anything. What led you to the page? You do realize your main mail account everywhere is still the one you used back then, right? Like I said, relax. You were obsessed with occultism. I wanted to kiss all the boys. And I kinda almost accomplished that in middle school, which still sorta haunts me today. Never underestimate the lengths old classmates will go to track you down. Especially if they think that you're still the girl that kissed them for fun and they're lonely to boot. We all have things we're not too proud of as adults. Now I know how criminals feel when evidence is used against them. I have to ask though, why the 69? It was supposed to be 6'9", not 69. Like, in reference to both the lovers and the hermit. I was convinced that it meant wise choices. Jill, there's nobody that would read that as 6'9". I was 12 at the time. Even at 12, I fucking knew what a 69 was. Just how innocent were you back then? When I was that age, I did not know what a 69 was. Conservative Christian upbringing. What is sex? I don't know. You have no idea. Well, let's sweeten up things a bit. I'll have a sugar rush. Two of these, one of these, and optional Karmatrin. Here. This is the thing. Say, Alma, speaking of the past, what was your last long-term relationship like? That's sudden. You dug through my past, I've earned the right to dig through yours. Fine, fine. Long-lasting relationships, huh? Romantic ones, I'm guessing. Yep. Huh. Well, I've had about 4 boyfriends who I describe as such, that I've introduced to my family and all. The first one was in high school. I broke up with him because he cheated on me. I remember the other girl trying to pick a fight and me just saying, keep the fucker. The second one was during my freshman year. I broke up with him after he thought that it'd be funny to punch me in the arm. He starts with a friendly hit, and before you know it... Anyways. The other guy I met shortly after I dropped out. He was interested in marriage, but he wanted to get married after only half a year or so of knowing him. And then there's Richard. Who? I spent almost 4 years with him. We got along pretty well, we had awesome chemistry, I really loved him. But as time went by, there was a rift that started separating us. He just didn't like my family. He didn't. Moreover, he wasn't a family person. He distanced himself from his own and voiced that he didn't want kids. There was a part of me that wanted to believe, even if just for a little bit, that maybe he'd change his mind. But as much as I loved him, that one detail brought a growing gap between us. And at one point I just had to break up with him. But I'm not here to depress you. Bring me a beer, will ya? Thanks for telling me that, by the way. Don't mention it. Okay, one more question and we're even. Wow, you really are embarrassed of that blog, huh? Sure, ask away. At what age did you get those implants in your boobs? Jill, I love you, and I know that you're saying that in jest. But I've lived through so many rumors about me getting plastic surgery that I can't and won't take it as a joke. As such, in honoring our friendship, I'll just say this. They are real and they're spectacular. Now ask the real question before I slap you. I'll grant you one and only one chance to call me by my full name as a compensation then. I gladly take your offer. It's funny that you mentioned slapping, because my real question was, why did you get your hands chopped? Chopped. Well, there's a couple of reasons. The first is that I spent lots of time typing, and these replacements help me avoid carpal tunnel syndrome. Oh. There's other utilities, like how I can interface with many devices. For example, there's a tiny computer embedded in my glasses. If I move my index finger, it acts like the computer's cursor. There's lots more, but there's small things that don't sound that impressive when I say it out loud. How did your family take the operation? They took it well enough, except for my mom. She freaked out for months. She even went to the hospital to ask for my hands. Don't you miss them? Sometimes, but just during emotional ones. But as luck would have it, somebody else has them. Shortly before my operation, there was an accident on the highway. One of the victims was this young lady whose right hand got completely crushed. I told them to check if we were compatible and all that. I mean, implants aren't everybody's first choice if they can get a natural replacement. With a cosmetic treatment, and it could pass off as her original hand with no problem. Thus I heard we were compatible, and the family agreed to the donation. I'm slurring all of my words. I don't know what became of her, but I hope that she's fine. Think you didn't tell your mom about that? I didn't want her pestering the poor girl. Just recently you found out you could play the 3 days that gets mentioned with all the dogs at the bar. That sounds amazing. Also, I've actually been in that situation where I've had something removed from my body, and I was like, can I have it? And they were like, no, it's technically biological waste, we have to dispose of it. It has to be destroyed in a fire. Also, so, are we cool now? Are we even now? Are we? You were pretty pissed about my comment regarding your boobs. Again, I'm sorry, it sounded a lot less rude in my head. Yeah, don't worry about that. Besides, I get to call you Julianne once. No, you don't. Eh? Why? You just called me by my full name. Are you serious? One chance and only one chance and you just used it up. Damn it. Surprise! Hey Alma, this might be a weird tangent, but do you believe in ghosts? Hey. Not particularly, no. Although there was this paper I read once that was quite interesting. Huh? It proposed a scenario where nanomachine clusters would leave the body after death, and then acted as a collective hive mind through residual brainwaves. The result would basically be an image not unlike a hologram. Of course, the hypothesis fell through because such nanomachine density is impossible in a body. Even 5% of the amount needed is enough to make the blood too dense for the heart. And it's not like brainwaves are potent enough to create those reactions. Still an interesting read, though. I see. Huh. Don't give me that look. It's not my fault that you convinced yourself that you're crazy. Well, I'll leave then. See you tomorrow. See ya. All done? I am. What about you, Gil? For some reason, the idol girl left him just like that, it seems. You think? It might have been while he was out. True. Hey boss, you're a fan of wrestling, aren't you? I mean, you were a wrestler, so... That I am. Yeah, why? I was wondering, isn't wrestling fake? Aren't twin tails for little girls and teens with 8th grade syndrome? 8th grade what? Tunibio. When you get down to it, wrestling is as real as a soap opera. I mean, you don't really expect a legal lawsuit to be fixed in a ring, right? Sure, in my ideal world, you would solve legal problems through good old wrestling, but... Ahem. No, seriously, 8th grade what? But you don't go around calling soap operas fake. It's a show, it just so happens to use fights as an expression. You might as well see it as a unique form of theater. Besides, considering the injuries that many wrestlers suffer, it's not all fake. Huh, I didn't think about it that way. Sadly, I won't stand for anybody bad-mouthing wrestling. So now I had to go and break Gil's back to make you humble. Oh, wait, what? Come here, fuckboy. Fuckboy! 8th grade what? Who'd have thought we'd get an idol in the bar? Jill will have a roof over her head for another month. This sense of relief will help her focus on her work. That said, we have run a little bit late tonight because save breakpoints are not something I choose when they happen. Yes, yippee, not evicted. Always a good feeling. But yes, we are finished for tonight. Thank you all so much for joining me. I really appreciate it each and every time. The next time I'm streaming Valhalla will be next Sunday. My next stream overall will be Monday with Crosscode. Thank you for the hydrate. I hope you all have a wonderful night, and I hope to see you again. Good night.